All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Woohoo! It's the Tuesday nighttime stream. Who's here already? Chew Calvin. He's my favorite guy. What's up, Chew Calvin? How's it going, man? All right, Pathology, Michael, Alexio, and Elizabeth is here. Hello, Elizabeth. All right, all right. James Bean is here. The name is Bean. James Bean. So this shall say, all Pokies go to heaven. Let's see. I'd say Gem 2. Loads of Gem 2. OP12. Destined Rivals. Box Break. Think we lost connection. What? I don't think so. Not in this house. Well, not with my daughter. Alright. Tuesday nighttime stream. It looks like Alex already pinged. Thanks a lot, Alex. I was going to do that. I want to push the buttons. Alright, let's go ahead and delete some of these unnecessary emails. Delete. Boy, there's a lot of shipping, man. I think it's because of all the sales we're making, man. Jose E. Dominguez wants the other side of the Gengar break. Alright. Who's here? Who's here? Is anyone here? Mister, I was going to watch the daytime stream, but the title said not to. That's right. Don't even look. All Pokies go to heaven. Unless they're Gordy. Gordy goes to hell. Ooh, So, I don't have a small amount of this. I got like 10 cases of it. It's Gem Pokemon. We're chasing after Umbreons and Gem Pokemon. This was the hot item in the daytime stream. Sells very quickly. $60 a box is what we're doing right now. We are very, very popular. Super popular. It's moving faster than the speed of light. Okay, let's turn this on. Very good. Like the stream. Like the stream. Okay, so Jose E. Dominguez, he was the guy who bought the first half. So it's just his card now. That's how that works. Cool. He said, I want that Gengar. So, oh, I guess I could have left that in there, actually. Do I place orders through PayPal? If you wish, yes, sir. You could do Zelle if you're asking if I have a preference. I like Zelle better because Zelle doesn't take a fee. PayPal takes the biggest fee. So all the other ones take a smaller fee. But you can do whatever you want. I think the most orders come through PayPal. But yeah, PayPal takes the biggest fee, and it's very silly. Friggin' PayPal, dude. What's up with PayPal, bro? Okay, Jose E. Dominguez. So if it makes no difference to you guys, I always prefer Zelle. Zelle's like a direct bank transfer. That's what it is. So it's like this app that directly transfers from your bank to my bank, and it's good. I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot. 0 fees. I don't know how they do that. Maybe they get paid by the banks themselves to facilitate this trade. I don't know. They have to be making money somehow. I don't know. Wait, let me look it up. I'm curious. How does Zelle make its money with no fees? How does Zelle make money? Oh. Okay, so Zelle is not like a typical for-profit business. It's actually owned by the banks, and the banks like to use Zelle for these transactions because it reduces the bank's fees to transfer money using Zelle. It replaces more expensive methods such as wire transfer, checks, or ACH. It also makes banks more competitive against banks that don't offer Zelle, and they study Zelle's data. And banks prefer Zelle over third-party apps like PayPal or Venmo because PayPal and Venmo take a cut of the sale. Wow. That's really interesting. I like Zelle a lot. It's my favorite one. So banks just prefer Zelle rather than like credit card companies or PayPal or Venmo or all this other crap because they actually own Zelle, and Zelle just makes it cheaper to transact, similar in a way that PayPal does, but without charging the bank any fees on their side. I didn't even think about that. PayPal charges me a fee. They probably charge the bank a fee as well. So like if I take my PayPal money and I send it to a bank or a bank and I send it to PayPal, I bet PayPal skims some of that money away from the bank. It's really interesting to think about. We talk politics here so hard, do we? I gotta sneeze, man. Would you sell me the Flashfire? Would you tell me the Flashfire Zard secret PSA 10 right now? Well, how much do you want for it? Where were you trying to get at Costco, Tim? Site does get too hard. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's all over my hands. Ah! Oh my God, it's so sticky. Yeah, that's a nice Charizard, but he's really supposed to be part of my collection. Although, interestingly, I am getting ready to move. We want to move to... We're definitely leaning toward Las Vegas. All right, let's take a look at the breaks. All right, let's turn this down. No more clown music for a second. It's so laggy and annoying. Bleh. Like 8K. 8K, that's like what I paid for it. I'd just be getting... I'd be selling it for 0. Here we go. So we got Umbreon. Ooh, 1 in 16. That's why I paid for it, man. Here's the Mega Break. I think that's what I paid for it. Actually, I'd have to go look at it again. I don't even know where I'm storing it right now. Crown Pikachu. We've got Diglett. That's Eevee. Here's Gold Star Gray Ninja. Yay! And the Lightning Darkrai. So obviously there's a lot of breaks right now. We also have this. Oh, I have to go get a manga card that came in the mail. I have to go get that. Not this one. The girl card Nami. That one came in, so that's owed to somebody. Let me go get it. All right, it wasn't there. Where did I put it? Did I put it over here? No. Wait, is it already over here? Did I already bring it over here, perchance? Is that it over there? Hold on. I didn't see it by the doorway. All the slabs by the doorway are missing, which tells me that I might have gotten it over here already. Is it this pile? Ah, it's right here, in fact. All right. We got a couple slabs. Is that the Booty Hole Pikachu? It's Booty Hole Pikachu! Pikachu! He's a 1 in 29 odds to pull him for $40, already graded 10 in English. It's a really lovely card. Over the years, it's probably going to get really expensive. You know how hard it is to get 10s. You also get a special roll in the Discord server, the rare candy roll, if you pull him. All right, so we got a little Gray Ninja. We got a little Espeon. We got this cool Film Cell, Crown Pikachu, and then we also got this guy. Give me all the Gengar slabs. Did you guys see how expensive Ancient Origin booster boxes are now? I did. I've made out like a bandit. I own multiple cases of that. I own a huge amount of Ancient Origins. I was buying up tons of it. Not recently, but years ago when the box cost like $400 a box, and then eventually it was like $700 a box. And so I bought a whole bunch of it at that price. And Ancient Origins has just really, really jumped. Let's see, Ancient Origins. I'm glad that you noticed because it is a subject that brings me joy. All right, look, $4,000 and $300 in auction. That's why the XY era stuff came off my menu. It's because I'm good at this. I'm very good at this. I knew not to sell through my XY right now because it's undergoing one of the largest jumps in price. And I waited years for this. I had XY product that I sat on for years. It's finally doing the jump. Time to just hold on to it for a second. All right, I bought another one of these. I love this Magneton. And then I don't even need this card, but I bought it because I felt that it was kind of cheap. This one right here. Do you guys like this lily? That's a special lily. I know how it's acquired. It's very tricky to get one of these. This. Okay. Not only is it tricky, but it's expensive too. So whatever price someone puts on one of these slabs, it's pretty much the correct price. So if you see one of these listed on eBay and it's kind of pricey, they're not overcharging. They have to sell that for a lot of money to make their money back. Ooh, my nails are getting long and dirty. I lost my fingernail clippers. I gotta find my fingernail clippers. All right. I bought a new pair, actually. I asked Karis, I said, where's your fingernail clippers? She's like, I don't have any. Because she peels her nails off. Oh, my gosh. Wow, this girl has a tiny waist and gigantic boobs. It's so not natural. It doesn't look right at all. Let's see. More like Mr. Krabs. Well, somebody's got to be Mr. Krabs. When I was younger, I was SpongeBob. I'm older now. I'm Mr. Krabs now. All right, let's see. When I was younger, I was a very hard worker, and I loved going to work, and I had a great positive attitude about going to work all the time. And that's what did it for me, guys. Where's the manga card? Oh, here it is, Wild Beer. Yes, Wild Beer. He got this. You just passed it. Well, here's what I saw. My eyes missed this part, and it saw the 80. So it thought of it like another store credit card, but it says Nami down here. Ah, so that's what happened. My eyes were drawn to this when I was passing through. All right, here it is. Mommy Nami. Well, no, I'm going to toss this. Mommy Nami. Tammy's a little sassy, man. Wild Beer. She's a sassafras. That Nami. Can we get your Poke Market prediction for 2036? Ha, 2036. Well, I don't know. I'll be an old man in 2036. What's that, 11 years? So I said I was going to hold my Pokemon cards for 20 years. And by then, I'll probably be looking at selling my business off if somebody wants to buy my business, or selling off my inventory and just keeping my personal cards. So I'll be looking to retire by 2036. So hopefully it's looking real good. All right, there it is. It's all his. He got this by winning the manga break before the card was even here. It was a pre-sale break, and it sold out, and I didn't even have the card in my hand. By the way, he's lucky it's a heavy slab. It's one of the new heavy slabs. It feels real good. All right, so that is his. Now, this is another one. We're waiting for it to arrive. That's Monkey D. Luffy, OP11 manga. All right, so there's the breaks. You've seen the breaks now. We don't have any, at the moment, there appear to be no gym breaks. We do have this jumbo pack break. It's a 1 in 4. Zach's in there. Breaks have become a pretty consistent part of this channel, so we show it all off. I think this Destined Rivals jumped to 4, didn't it? He's at 4 out of 9. Evolving Skies 2036. Who knows, dude? It's kind of shocking that Evolving Skies is actually from like 2021, isn't it? It's actually pretty old. It deserves to be expensive, to be honest. It's old now. It's just 4 years old, man. It's out of sale. It's out of print. It's been out of print. It's time for it to go up in price. Hopefully everything does that, you know. You hope that they all behave that way. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we've started there. Jose Dominguez, he's taking the Gengar home with them. He said, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm taking the Gengar home. Here's James Hatcher for Destined Box Break and a Hello Kitty Weiss. Is that right? You got it, man. 2036 breaks, the best part of this channel. Yeah, the breaks are unique, you know, because you can't go on eBay and buy breaks. You can't go on Walmart and buy breaks. You have to have a host, like a bartender, to do it for you. And we host some great breaks. All right, Mr. James Hatcher. Okay, very nice. And this will go in here. How many do we actually have? Oh, it's actually 5. Oh, closer than you think. So nice. Now with that extra card, there's 4 spots left. Okay, Destined Rivals. It's a good set. I like it a lot. All right. Is the Destined Rivals box break a winner take all? Yeah, it's winner take all. Somebody takes the entire booster box. Very scary. And it could be you. Or it could be somebody else. We still have these coins. Ah, coins. Still time to buy Coin Direct before they start going into breaks or anything like that. I think I put one in the live customs, didn't I? No, I can't remember, actually. You guys want some Umbreons? Ooh, got some Umbreons for you guys. Or if maybe that's not your flavor, maybe you like a different card a little better. How about Dragonite? You guys like Dragonites? What's happening? Hey, what's up, man? Let's get that Hello Kitty for Mr. James. I think it's a Weiss Hello Kitty. Let's see, Weiss Hello Kitty. Where did we start storing those, huh? Maybe over here? This kind of looks like Weiss Hello Kitty. Let me just see if that's what he bought, because he just said Hello Kitty. I'm betting it is Weiss. Hello Kitty, yep. I'm Pokey Holy. Do you have Holland Phantoms Gyarados? Yeah, actually I own that one. It's one of my favorite cards. It's a great looking card. Let's see. Haha, got it. Very nice. Show off? You think this is showing off? You want me to show off something else for fun? Here we are. All right. Here's Charmy Kitty. It's Charmy Kitty. Meow. How could someone possibly afford 5 of these Dragonites? Because I bought my first Dragonite for $250 in 2019. That's how. I didn't pay anything for it. It was so cheap. It didn't cost anything. So I was able to buy it like a normal person because it was like priced for pennies. It was nothing. It cost nothing. How lucky, dude. But we didn't know it was going to do this. We didn't know the price was going to go so high on a card like this. It was just a theory. You know, it was kind of like, yeah, I hope my Hello Kitty cards go to $2,000. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. He talking about Schlong. The card's like 7K now or something. That's nuts. Yeah, it's a pretty good flip, huh? From 200. Now, one of them I paid a lot for. It says I don't know what I paid for that one. I might have paid like $4,000 for that one. $250 for that one. So, see, I bought 2 of them back to back in 2019. In fact, they even got similar certs, the 4s. And this one was $2,500, and this one was $1,700. So you can see the price is kind of all over the place. But yeah, I mean, you need to start out with 2 of those for $250. I showed them off, and then all of a sudden, all the Team Rocket cards started disappearing off the market. I was an idiot. I shouldn't have done that. But now I know better. But it doesn't even matter anymore. All this time's passed. You can't afford anything anyways. Everything's so expensive now. How's that? Is that good? Wait. Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Scooby-dooby-dooby boop 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 boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo boop-a-doop-a-doo Scooby-dooby-doo-dooby-doo-dooby-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo Skibidi-pop doobity-boop-boo skibidi-beep ba-doop-ba-doop-boo ba-doop-ba-doop-boo ba-doop-ba-doop-boo. Ah! Ah! That's my favorite one. That one looks tight, man. Look at that. That's one of my favorites. Are any of those Crystal Nidokings for sale? I should probably hold them so that I have a nice Crystal Nidoking background on some of the videos I make. I use them like wallpaper. Oh my God. I show that to the girls and then they're all like, you want to go out? Wait, did you say you had 5 Charizards? Do you want to go out for coffee? No way, you're a gold digger. See ya, bitch. This guy, mister, that's not fair. All right. Obviously, that's a reference to the guy that would make that one type of content. That was all fake, right? None of that was real. That's a lot of money right there. It really was not that much money when I started. That's the thing. Those were some slabs. Yeah, they were pricey, but they weren't like, you know, a normal person could save up and buy one of those eventually, like in a year. Here we are. Wild stuff. Pokies get the girls swooning. They're like, yeah, I love a man who spends all his money on cardboard. Here's John Lucas. Can I get 6 boxes of Sneaker Bunko? And for science, if you want to rip the open box, feel free to do that in the place of one of the 6. Sweet. I would love to do that. That sounds good to me. John Lucas, how much was that pile? Well, it depends on what you think the value of some of those cards are. Like, for example, the Charizard's kind of hard to price. He's really, really rare. We don't have a lot of data on how it's going to sell. And it's probably hard to offload 5 of them. So if you try to sell them fast, you won't get as much money. And if you sell them slow, you'll get probably a better return, but it will take longer. So yeah, the value is all kind of theoretical. Oh, look, here's that Charizard. He was asking about this one. There we are. All right. All Pokies go to heaven, guys. Oh, I love this song. Hold on. Okay. Why is the soundtrack from this game so good? Oh, okay. Gun guy. She might be a keeper if she would rather have a Charizard than a Lambo. True. Can you explain the difference between the 2 Japanese Black Bolt and White Flare boxes coming out? Well, Black Bolt's got a lot of bad Pokemon cards in it, and the White Flare also has a lot of bad Pokemon in it. So, I don't know how well that set's going to sell. I've already got my set pre-ordered. We're just waiting for it to arrive. When does it come out? I don't even know. Hopefully we get ours fast. I'm scared if we don't get ours fast. Okay. I would say one of the largest differences is one of them's black and the other one's white. John Lucas. The experimental box. Please be a signature. Girl with tights. I'm not going to bother with it personally. Just going to focus on 151. I'll probably get some of the cards out of there. So the Zekrom looks really good. Did you guys see any other really good cards in that set? Yeah, the Zekrom's definitely going to be a chase card. He's great. They really put in a lot of chase cards in that set. I don't really understand it though. It doesn't feel like it feels like it doesn't. Yeah, I don't get it. They're just suddenly doing a black and white box. I mean, there's no black and white game out right now, right? So I don't get it at all. My double crisis blisters went up a F-ton. I haven't looked at card prices in so long. All my stuff is up 200%. Yeah, that's what's happening to everything, Chris. All the Pokies is expensive now. Somebody's got money to spend somewhere. I don't know. Big collectors, rich guys, poor guys who stole Pokemon cards into their home. I don't know. Yeah, everyone wants the Pokemon right now. Crazy. Does it get crazier from here? Like, what happens from here? Okay, here's this. Here's this. All right. All right. All right. And that's cold. No Siggies in the unwrapped box. I'm sorry, man. I took you down the wrong pathway, Mr. John. So he needs 5 more boxes of that. Well, I got another box right here. So then after this, we need 4 more boxes. All right. Siggies all around. The bubble's going to pop. Whee! I think when that bubble pops, I'm just going to take my money, and I can see Pokemon card prices are falling, and I'm just going to go buy more. And I'm just going to sit on it and be smooth about it. Ah! Konnichiwa! That is a chase card. It's a box topper. Look at this card, guys. This is ridiculous, isn't it? How's this considered an anime? Isn't it just like the hub pregame or something like that? This is just the hub pregame. Sneaker Bunko Volume 2 is lewd, but they no longer hand out the super lewd cards willy-nilly. You have to get very lucky to pull the lewdest cards. The lewdest cards are all box toppers in Sneaker Bunko 2. It's very strange. Because Sneaker Bunko 1 was an exceptionally lewd set. It was just super duper duper, boobies all over the place. It's like sex without the nudity. Yes, very lewd. Then Sneaker Bunko 2 was coming out, and everyone's like, oh, it's going to be so lewd. But it had a little bit of nudity in it, but not as much. But it did. It's all hidden in the box toppers. You just got to get lucky with them. Here's an example of Sneaker Bunko 1. Look at that card. Ridiculous, man. That's a break, by the way, with 6 people in it. We need 9 more people, and it goes off. All right, you ready? Here goes. All right. You're supposed to bring balance to the force, not destroy it. I hate you. There are deluxe boxes and regular booster boxes for the Japanese Black Bolt and White Flare. Really? I don't like that. They do that with the Chinese cards. I'm not a fan of that. Okay. Here's this. Bark. There's the little doggy girls. You can pull that as a full art out of here. That's one of the lewdest commons, I suppose. Here's that pink-haired girl. He's looking pretty devious in the background. I'm gonna bet that guy's kind of like a bad guy, sort of. He's not looking like a wholesome guy, you know what I'm saying? Here's the say. Is this the same girl? That's the same girl. Yeah, that ain't right. So there's some loot aspects to this set, but really it's all in the box toppers. You gotta get lucky. He did get a good round this time. That box topper is gonna be the money card. 35 cards. What? I want a deluxe pack. Deluxe has a guaranteed AR in it. Ah, I see. We are. Konnichiwa. Maybe it's more cost effective for them to sell larger booster packs. I don't know. There we go. Chinese sets are so confusing. Fat packs. Yeah. He's always trying to explain that stuff to me, the guy who I'm talking with, and I never understand. I go, uh-huh. So which one do I buy? And he's like, just buy this one. I was like, all right. Speaking of which, that's that Chinese gem set right there. Let me go and get... Ouch! Let me go get some more of this. We got, is that a giant cricket? We got sneaker Bunko. There we go. Oh. Konnichiwa, Oni-sama. Let's place this here. Pokey's getting too rich for my blood. How am I supposed to enjoy it if I can't FOMO order? I don't know, man. Look at this. Oh, they got cat ears and guns for legs. Wow. All right, we got 74 viewers, but we only have 24 likes. I'm pissed. Where are my likes? That's it. I'm getting out the spanking stick. We are. All right. That's it. I'm turning the stream off. I should do that one time. Huh, only 24 likes. I'm out of here. Then everyone can be like, he's so, what a bitch. Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? What my brother... Here's, I took a picture of a very cute cat and I posted it in our Discord server today. There's this little black cat that comes up to our back door and just stares at us through the glass, and he meows because he wants in. But the problem is, he brings ticks in with him. Oof. And so the rule has been that the cat does not come in. Karis got a tick bite recently because of the cat. The cat loves her, like snuggles all over her. It's crazy. Like, it's a super cuddly cat. Very, very comfortable with being picked up and handled and everything. And it's like this new cat that I guess the neighbors turned into outdoor cats out here. But he just hangs out at our back door and meows. Meow, meow, meow. And until Karis goes out and rubs him. Well, anyways, it's pouring rain tonight. And he still comes up to the back door and he lets out the loudest meows, like it's an emergency, that he comes in right away. And Karis couldn't handle it. She just caved, dude. She got like a towel out for him. We are. She's like looking for ticks the whole time. She's like, oh man. All right, there we go. Thursday's a big mail day. Do a pulling poopers, time to lock in and get this money. Show us your feet and you'll get more likes. Bro, all your mail days are big mail days. Who's mail days? There we go. Very good. How about a giveaway tonight? We gonna do a giveaway tonight? I heard Tammy was giving away all her cards tonight from her box. Tammy, you're too kind. Grabbing this. I'm not going for those guys. I think most people are bringing in the standard black-white. I still don't get it. So why do you guys think Pokemon did black and white? Are they about to announce black and white remake? Here you go, John. Let's pull you a signature. Oh, Crouching Girl. Konnichiwa. Free ones? Yeah, we do a lot of free ones, man. Lugia comes in Monday. They have it in Poke Z to A. So black and white is in Poke ZA? That what you're saying? I guess. There you go. I got my walk-in today. Man, it was like 1,000% humidity. Here's this purple-haired girl. No! Doggy girl. Bork. Girl with the face. It's an apology set for skipping over black and white for Kalos. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? It just seems to not, like, fit somehow. And I'm sad, kind of, that they finished Scarlet Violet and they didn't do, like, more Scarlet Violet sets. Like, Annihilate was actually pretty cool, right? Did you guys like Annihilate? I thought he was a pretty cool Pokemon, and he didn't even get an alt art. Many of those Scarlet Violet Pokemon didn't get good alt arts, and it just seems kind of silly. Like, it's the Scarlet Violet era. You are? Pokemon like Magneton and Greedent were like in every single set. Meanwhile, we don't get any like alt arts for some of the newest Pokemon. It's just, I don't know. Like, you can do that and still show off the old Pokemon, like Umbreon and all that. Speaking of which, we didn't really get a good Umbreon this round, did we? Yeah. There was a Ghastly that had an Umbreon, or did I say a good Umbreon? We didn't get a good Gengar. There we are. Wish we'd gotten a nice Gengar this round. When are they going to give us a good Gengar alt? Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. All right. I don't care as long as my black-white era goes to the moon. Do I have a black-white era box? I think I have one. Is Arceus a black-white era, or is it a platinum era? That's platinum, isn't it? That's platinum. Here we are. I got some other black and white, though. I got the Dragon Frontiers. So I think I have a box or two of Dragon Frontiers. Oh. The next gen will have all of them. There we go. Are you guys excited for ZA? I'm a little scared. Also, doesn't it mean you have to buy like a Switch? Ooh. I'm a little scared it's going to be like a mid-Pokemon game. How have the evolution rates been with Gem 2? Pretty good. We got fresh cases, lots of fresh cases. I'm ready to open up some Gem 2 for you guys. Mr. OG Primate better. Well, I like OG Primate. There's nothing wrong with OG Primate. I'm just saying, we ought to get some of these new Pokemon ought to had some of the really nice alt arts or something. All right. Konnichiwa! They're just doggy girls. What are you going to do about it? All right, blue hair girl. Okay. Here's this guy looking real spiffy, maybe. Here's this. They claim it will release on Switch and Switch 2. Oh, that's no good. That means it was not optimized for Switch 2 hardware. It was optimized to run on the old Switch. That's pretty stinky. They are. They probably don't want to miss out on those Switch sales, you know what I'm saying? That's no good. Ah, that sucks, dude. Okay. Oh. Whoa. She's eating fried chicken. Man, that sounds really good right now. Oops. Karis made spaghetti today. I pretty much just picked all the meat out, and I just had meat and red sauce. I did pretty good today. If I don't eat anything tonight after the stream, like if I just go to bed without eating, I did pretty good. Ah. All right. Okay. Anyone sell their EVs to you? No. Everyone wants EVs. Here's one of the rarest Eevees in the world. It's Pop 2. And everyone's like, I don't want it. This is Carddass. Look, that's Carddass. Must not be exciting enough. You know what would be exciting is if everyone else acknowledged that that's like a super rare, interesting card. And then they'd be like, oh my God, I wish I had bought it. You don't want it when it's still cheap. That's like what happened with those Dragonites at the beginning of the stream. Remember I showed you the Dragonites, $250? Because everyone back then didn't think they had any potential, basically. They're like, nah, those suck. It's exactly what happened. They thought it sucked, and then they didn't buy them, and I got them for $250. Did the pack slab submission you sent it come back yet? It was for the Jungle Break. No, that one's not back. I'll be sending a new package tomorrow. I would love to get your package. Konnichiwa. All right, no more sexy box toppers. Still time for a signature to pop out. There's been no signature. I pinged you on it, the Bear Walker. All right, here goes. Snipping this and snipping this. Eep. Oh. Boop. Hollow. You did it! You pulled the vampire guy. Hey, babe, I only have eyes for you and 6 other girls. Whoa. This guy's mysterious and probably not very loyal. Unless it's a chick flick, in which case he's very loyal. There you go. Speaking of which, man, I watched that last episode of James Bond, the final one, No Time to Die. Man, I give it like a 2 out of 10. That story sucked, dude. The whole thing sucked. Blofeld was lame. The new bad guy was super lame. The love story was lame. James Bond went from being this guy who goes, I'll have a martini, shaken, not stirred. Then he bangs a girl, backhands her, she dies, and he goes, okay, Em, I'm back for my mission. What's next? That's James Bond. The new James Bond, he cries and kills himself over a girl. That's the new James Bond. So he is fully not for men anymore. It's a woman's movie. It's a woman's movie because he cries over children and women. He's like, oh, I would die for you and all this. Old James Bond would be like, oh, she's dead. What time is it? Oh, time to go home. That's old James Bond. He would go home and be like, next mission. You probably shouldn't kill the women. Oh, you killed them? How am I going to make love to them in the final scene? All right, I'm out of here. Now, new James Bond's a simp, dude. They turned James Bond into a simp in that episode. And the bad guys were lame. A lot of the time, they make no sense, you know. But that's pretty consistent, I guess, with the Bond franchise. But yeah, it was just dumb, dude. Bond didn't even have to die. Like, at the end of that No Time to Die, he was faced with this problem where he had like a disease that would kill the one he loves if he touched her. And so he's like, I guess I'll just die, right? Spoilers, by the way. And spoilers. And so what does he do? He lets himself die. He kills himself. Lame, dude. Totally lame. Now, I know what they're doing. They're setting up for the next, whatever, super simp James Bond for the next movie. But he used to be cool, man. It used to be like a guy's show for men. It is definitely a chick flick now. James Bond is 100% a chick flick. That's what it is. It's a chick flick. You get this attractive dude, and he's all yours. He's madly in love, and he has a cute little baby with you, and he'll die protecting you. So that is new James Bond. It's a chick flick. Oh, and I had PTSD from Hans Zimmer soundtrack. I could hear The Dark Knight Rises in the background of James Bond, No Time to Die, because it was clearly Hans Zimmer making that music. It was like spot on. It was Dark Knight all over again. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. We gotta listen to more of this dumb Hans Zimmer. I'm Batman. You gotta listen to more of that. And you got James Bond. He's basically British Batman, and he's a total simp in the final movie. I hate it. I hated it. I give it like a 0 out of 10. It was so bad, dude. I mean, it's not fair to give it a 0 out of 10. Probably, if I'm being real, I'd probably give it like maybe like a 5. Give it like a 5 out of 10. Terrible movie. Can't wait for the new Bond. He's going to suck. There's no way they don't make the new Bond suck. What's the best film you've ever seen? I don't have a quick answer to that. I liked The Godfather, though. That was a very good movie. The Godfather was a good one. I didn't like The Godfather the first time I watched it. I thought it was kind of lame. I watched it for the first time a long, long time ago and thought it was just okay. And then I rewatched it many years later as an adult, and I'm like, holy cow, dude, this is a really good movie. Loving this movie. We are. Yeah, Godfather was good. All right. Here we are. I'm like talking about all this stuff. Okay, so John. That was John's order. He had a total of 6 boxes of Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Here you go, Mr. John. John, probably more signature deeper in that box because you cleared so many cold ones out of the way, by the way. That's my thoughts on that. Do you like movies with dialogue? I like movies that are smart. I like movies that are smart. You know what it is? Any movie can have action scenes. When I watch a movie, I really struggle. I just see special effects and editing. And so I like movies that are real smart, and a lot of them are not that smart. It is. Or they're like fake smart, like that Joker movie with that one guy. Okay, let's see. Mr. Lucas with an L. I suppose we haven't created a box for you yet? Lucas with an L. No, John Lucas. Ah, there we go. Thinking of the wrong first letter. Looking around for a John Lucas. Okay, I think you might have had stuff up here. Joel Moran's up here. I think you might have been up top. Is that what it was? Or were you in here? Ugh. South Park movie is best? Hell yeah, dude. Masterpiece. Ah, here we are. John Lucas. Okay. We get a lot of Johns. That Joker movie was just a bad ripoff of King of Comedy. Have you been out there, Murray? Oh my god, dude. Okay, it's for every guy who thinks he's... That's me, I'm the Joker. Going this way. I'm sorry if I'm making anyone upset. I get really critical sometimes. All right. Wonder how many people I've upset tonight. All right. There we go. Ta-da! That Joker movie was just... already read that. So this is going to say John Lucas. We like Mr. John Lucas. He's very good to us. Thank you, Mr. John. I hope if you do another round in that Sneaker Bunko case, you pull all of the top Chase Girl cards. All right, now, how about rotation on these? Pokies are forever. That's right, all Pokies go to heaven. Okay, here's Sand Slash. I think you'd like Project Glizzy. Body in critical condition. What? Any of those coins EVs? No, unfortunately, no EVs. Although I could get one of those in the future if I'm lucky. I do a fun thing where I leave them sealed and I send them off to NGC sealed. So they get to open them up. So, and I don't know what's coming back either. All right. Giatrados. Okay. There you go. Let's see what's next. I'm super big gay owl. What? I'm super. Here's that bee drill. Wonder where that Weedle went. Here's a Radiant Heatran. I know you guys have been waiting for that. Radiant Heatran. Zubat. Any Zubat fans in here? We got a 9 Zubat. Don't lie to me. I get paid today and every bit of it goes to rent. Ah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Troy. Here we are. Zubat. What do you think the issue is, Mr. Troy? Not enough hours? Hourly income too low? What do you think the trick is? Here we are. I've been in some pretty tough situations, especially in the past. It's going to be $20. The hourly income way too low. Oh, I see. I gotcha. Yeah, I'd dust off that resume and start putting it out there, man. Try getting into a place that pays like $2 more an hour what you currently get. This. Here's a Radiant Heatran. Very nice. Okay. What are you passionate about, Troy? Do you have a passion? Wait, why did I grab this? Go this way. Do you think, do you have like, do you have a talent that you think you do better than other skills? You know what I mean? Like I knew pretty early when I was young that I talked a lot. So I didn't know that that would translate into YouTube one day. I didn't know that. But I knew I talked a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty clear to me. I was like, boy, I do jibber jabber. Yes. Okay, he's pretty affordable, $38. I'm trying to find a job that pays exactly that. $2 more or get a promotion. Here we are. Let's see. Blue tops. There's an EB. Gultion. It's Gultion. Let's see. PSA 9 Joel T on TG04. Oh, I typed in TH04. All right. If you work really hard on getting your resume out there to any standard basic job, there's places always hiring. And what I would do is I'd take your resume. Here's what I do. I don't know if you've already done this, Troy. Here's what I do. Take a minute, download ChatGPT, and download any other major AI bots that you can download onto your phone. I think there's a Google one. There's like DeepMind or whatever. Download all three of them. Then take your resume and upload your resume to all three of those AIs and say, how can I improve this? And have them look at it. They'll help you improve your resume. Start having that AI analyze things for you. And they'll give you recommendations. Use Grok. Okay, there's Grok as well. He says, oh, really? Yeah, it really will. If I had an example, I could show you an example, but I don't have an example. All right, so next up, Chris Abruzzo, Slavaway. Also, I got some cards back from grading. Would you be interested in taking them for money towards my Slavaway? I could place them up on the table for commission. Would you like me to sell them on commission? Chris, I do commission sales now, 70%. We sell at cheapest buy now price. So you can send in cards you want me to sell on commission. Okay, Chris Abruzzo, this goes down to $500. There it is. Okay, don't forget you can extend that for $25, Mr. Chris. He says, Destined Rivals box break. You got it, Destined Rivals box break. That's Chris Abruzzo. Learn how to build your own AI agents with Python and specialize a business on this AI model. 2 jobs is the way. Considered military, Troy. Would definitely set you up. Mister, you doing the Discord giveaway soon? It's supposed to happen once per month. When did I create the last giveaway? Can you look that up for me real fast? Here you go, Mr. Chris. Okay. Yeah, don't listen to them telling you use this, use that. Just download ChatGPT if you don't already have it. It's very easy to do, okay? Download that onto your phone and then upload your resume to that AI bot and tell it, help me make this resume better. Have it look at your resume and improve it. Tell it what you think is going wrong, you know, and have it brainstorm with you. Have it talk you through about, you know, challenges for people who are trying to get hired. Ask it questions about how HR and how companies think when they're hiring. Ask it to make you more marketable. Ask it for recommendations on what kind of jobs to pursue given your work history. You are. Rocket Meowth. You could do that right now. You could work on that right now. And really, you know, that's the difference between somebody who ends up earning more money over time is it's like that Nike slogan, just do it or whatever, right? So you do it right now. And it probably sounds annoying, but it's very easy. Very easy. Just a couple clicks. All right, let's see. There's no orders in the queue. We got an empty queue. No orders in the queue. We got Goop Gas Attack, though. Do you ride motorcycles? Nah, my dad did. His first job, he was a motorcycle repairman. That was his first job. And he always loved motorcycles. So I was around him all the time. And he taught us how to repair them. And he taught us how to ride them and drive them or whatever. And I never liked them. I always hated them. Actually, I never liked any vehicles. I had a brother named Jacob, though, and he got so into motorcycles, he eventually had a back injury because he was doing like wheelies on them. And he got in big trouble because he tried to evade the police on a motorcycle once. Oops. He works for Boeing now. He's doing pretty good, I think. But my brothers, they liked vehicles, and I did not. Why is that? I must have had a different brain. See, that's one of those things. I had 11 siblings, and so I had this unique experience everyone doesn't get to have, where you can tell each kid is just some weird mesh of mom and dad, some genetic combination. We each have slightly different personalities. It makes all the difference. And so I get into all that kind of stuff, you know, like genetics and brain patterns and all that, personality type. Very fascinating to me because I grew up with it. We were like a little biology experiment. I had a brother, my two brothers, very destructive. They like to chop things up. They got like hatchets for like Christmas or something. They take those hatchets and they cut every toy up with those hatchets for fun. I had a hatchet. I didn't want to do that. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why did they want to do it and I didn't want to do it? Different brains. It's weird. Just a different brain from them. All right. Let's see. Mister, I could make a live AI price watching device where you ask him to show him the card and he'll show you the card prices on sites and poo. That's cool, man. Yeah, you should do that. That's probably pretty useful. I can basically do anything I want if I had more time. Waldbeer, that sounds crazy. It's not crazy. It's the spark of our time. I'm doing it myself, and I can only advertise it. Statistically, you will make more switching jobs than giving your years to a place for you to get replaced when it's convenient for them. Yes, Mr. Choi, if you're listening, Jonathan Lewandowski is completely correct about that. When it comes to entry-level jobs, let's say like at Target, they will start you at $9 an hour, and when it's time for a raise, they will give you $9.50 an hour. But then if you jump from Target to like Costco, you'll immediately start making $15 an hour. So it is at the lower levels, it is way better to job hop. I think there is a point though in your career where when you get into more serious jobs where like there's real opportunities to sort of be promoted into higher paying positions that you stick around maybe if you think you got a good shot at that promotion. But other than that, you should just job hop all day, man. All right, look at this. We got Jolteon, Meowth, and Goop Gas Attack. Let's see. I thought staying in one place would be the thing, but this place ain't it. Well, it's safer, and it becomes a habit. So, you know, if you've got really careful financial needs, and you don't want any risk, and you don't want any disturbance to that, it becomes very scary to change jobs. But yeah, I mean, if you want to make more money, time to get super motivated and start, you know, treat it like a video game that you really want to win, you know, start getting strategic, turn into a mastermind. Go be a mastermind. I'm a mastermind now. What would a mastermind do? What would a genius do right now? You gotta start asking yourself those kind of questions. What would a genius do right now? All right, so these will be $34, 3-slab gym break. That's exactly it, mister. I'm scared as hell to change jobs. Yeah, I can appreciate that. You know why? Because I had like an apartment and I had like, you know, when I quit my Coca-Cola job, it was this great paying job. When I quit that job, I swear to God, there was a moment where I felt weak in the knees because I'd never quit a job before. I'd only ever worked harder, but I was quitting to go to school. I was going to university and I wasn't going to have a job. I was just going to have my savings. And so that was one of the hardest things I did because your instinct is very scared to give up a job that you already have. It's very hard to do that. And but I did it. And yeah, there were some tough times around that time period. Here we are. I remember I had a girlfriend who I had been taking care of for a long time. Oops, I wrote that down completely wrong. Hold on. And when I quit that job, she got all argumentative and we started fighting more because the plan was like, I was going to go to school and she was going to work and support me. I'd been supporting her the whole time. She didn't have a job. And so now she was going to work and I was going to go to school and become an engineer. And then we'd swap again. She'd have kids and I'd, you know, be the big moneymaker. That was the plan back then. But that relationship ended after I quit Coca-Cola. I guess if a guy doesn't have a job, He's way less attractive. But I think the joke's on her. I did very well. She should have stuck it out. Yeah, I don't know. When a guy's not giving you money, it's time to go, huh? Really interesting. I experienced that, I guess. So, you know, that whole red pill and all that crap, I kind of get that. Men aren't, like, inherently treated well. You know, you have to provide something like money or something in the relationship, because men are not, you know, you can't go, as a guy, if you go homeless, you can't just, you know, some girl's not going to be like, hey, hottie, why don't you come live with me or something like that. You know, that's not happening for you. So just a little bit harder. Girls have their own, you know, girls have their own struggles too, though. You know, I'm not trying to turn it into a boys versus girls, but yeah, it's, all I'm saying is I appreciate some of the complaints that I've heard in the past on the internet. I'm providing for Mr. Oh my God, this guy's providing for me. Thank you so much, Mr. Catnip. We are. Where would I be without you? Here's Bulbasaur. Yep, men have to work. We have to work. We have to work and not be crazy, or people will want you to disappear really fast. They'll be like, get out of here. Get out of my life. You can't be mean. You can't be crazy. And you got to make money. Because if you don't do those things, it's almost like you have no value to anyone, and then they just want you out of there. Get out of here. You're dangerous. You're a problem. We're scared of the things you might do if you stick around. That's how society views young men or broke men or men that are struggling. I was just saying this to Karis today. I was talking to her because I was learning about homelessness in what was it, Austin, Texas. I was doing more research, and I was talking to Karis about how it doesn't make sense. We build all these jails, right? And it costs all this money to run these jails, but we don't build like a rehabilitation center for people who genuinely just need to get off drugs. There should be a gigantic federal rehabilitation center somewhere real cheap, maybe like Iowa, and anyone who wants to go there should just be allowed to go there. And it's an investment if you think about it. You know, if you really get somebody off of drugs and they go back to working and being productive, that's a good flip. All right, Mr. Hawk for Pokemon Go. All right, you got it, man. All right. Also, you know, you see, I hate seeing this. You see older people go homeless, old man, old woman, and they're just on the street or in the grass or something. What a horrible thing, man. Seeing old people just, that just cuts me up, because it's like, they're old. You know, it's like, what are they going to do? No one's hiring them. Yes, this big gap. Oh, that was when I was homeless. Please hire me. You'd think we'd have a better system for helping people who are struggling with the unbelievable cost of living, right? But we just don't. There it goes. And then again, you have to raise taxes to do that somehow, but man, you just think we'd find some way to do it cheap or something. I don't know. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Hawk. This time this card's a little warped. You might be able to unwarp it. It doesn't look like a crease. It's just a really strong warp. So you might be able to unwarp this. I'll start out for you. Let's get it in here. Another goal is finding someone to build a life with. Absolutely. If you can find somebody who is a hardworking woman and she's looking for a hardworking man like you, and you sleep under the same roof, you have just doubled your income as a couple. She doubles her income through you, and you double yours through her. It's a really big, this doesn't want to go in. It's a really big deal to do that. Gotta be able to do this somehow. If you can get a hardworking lady and say, let's throw our lot in together and build a life together, and I'll work really hard and you'll work really hard and we won't waste any money, and you both stick to that, it's a really, really big difference, because now you have double income. I think I told that to someone the other last year or something like that. They were like, what should I invest in? I said, invest in a girlfriend. Problem is, I don't think all girlfriends are like that, though. Like, I was just talking about the one that got mad that now she was going to have to work while I went to school. Guess she wasn't cool with that. I'm here. What's up, Reynaldo Ray? All right, maybe that will start flattening that out. Okay. 10 of these. Lovely. Got some dice. Got some, ooh, good. I can use these. Can I pay $30 for shipping plus bulk? I don't want to do that, but I will let you do that. Why not? You want to pay $30 for shipping with bulk? We'll get it done for you, all right? You like that bulk, huh? I'll throw these away. Okay, and we got this, and we got this. That's a simp, and she's desperate. I wonder if Anissa is control of all of iDubbbz's money. Anissa? Who's Anissa? She sounds familiar, like from that one girl from 90 Day Fiance. All right, here goes. Thank you so much, Mr. Hawk. Tammy, what are you doing here? I didn't know Tammy was listening. There we are. Let's dip this. Tammy, what TV shows are you watching right now? I just finished watching all of the James Bonds. I thought he turned into Stinky Poopy at the end, and they were very lame. iDubbbz changed his last name to her of girl. He took his wife's last name. Is that what you're saying? We are. All right, here goes. Oh, Dragonite. Rawr. Mr. likes GoldenEye the best. GoldenEye, that's the video game. If I had to choose the best James Bond, You Only Die Twice comes to mind. I thought that was one of the craziest, even though it was old and weird, it was definitely one of the craziest episodes. You Only Die Twice. They introduced Blowfield in the episode. They have the monorail. They have the underground, inside the volcano, rocket ship. It was just, everything about it was very, like, insane. They were in space, stealing space shuttles. It was like Austin Powers. It was very weird and very memorable. You Only Live Twice. I like that one. Here we are. Which Bond has the best music? Ooh, look at that Mewtwo. They all have different variations of the classic Bond music. I don't think that any of them really have some sort of monopoly on music. They're all okay. Oh, you know, another one that was really good, another episode. So there's 2 more episodes that come to mind. The last Roger Moore episode, and he's like 100 years old, and it's hard to watch it because it's like, he was 57 when he filmed it. So you got like this 60-year-old man running around having sex with women. So it was pretty, I was like, wow, go you, Grandpa. It was a really weird feeling, right? The girls were too young. He was too old. But there was this really fun bad guy, this black girl. She had like this 80s style, and she was like super strong. And it was like something straight out of regular show. It was such a fantastic, like fun, stylish 80s feeling that is super iconic. So I got to say that one's really good. I think that one was called A View to Kill. I'm not sure. A View to Kill. It also had a it had a bad guy in it, and that actor became a famous actor. I can't remember his name. There we go. What was her name? There's too many movies. I can't remember them all. But yeah, that one ends with them fighting from like a blimp. It's really fun. And it had the Golden Gate Bridge in it. Ooh. Okay, so the final Roger Moore movie, You Only Live Twice, where they introduced Blowfield. And then I thought that, I just can't remember his name, man. I wish I could remember the name of the guy. Oh, right, you wanted your bulk. Here it is. All right, your bulk. Lovely. How about The Boys? Watch that. We have watched The Boys. Pretty good show. It's sometimes it's a little bit annoying, but it's pretty good. All right. Let's grab this. A View to Kill. So it was called A View to Kill. What was the name of the bad guy in that one? He's a famous actor. I just can't remember his name. Hawk Kamak. There it goes. So we're going to say 9. Oh, not 9. Sorry, I was looking at that email. We're going to say 6.25. Christopher Walken. There we go. Young Christopher Walken. He's almost unrecognizable when he's young. I was like, where's Christopher Walken? I thought he was in this movie. But I was like, oh, that's him. And I realized partway through, at first I thought he was a really boring bad guy. But partway through, I just realized he just had this certain way. He had this certain way about him, about the way he talked, his voice. He was an amazing bad guy. He was a really good James Bond bad guy. Had just this crazy feeling, like a devil may care almost feeling. I don't want to call it psychopath, because I think I read a review that said he was like a psychopath. But no, I just thought that he was like super swagger. Like he didn't care. He wasn't scared of anything. And yeah, I thought he was a fantastic bad guy. He wasn't over the top, and he had a real memorable presence. Here it is, Mr. Hawk. I can't stand Christopher Walken's voice. Yeah, he's got a weird way of talking. I don't know what it is, but he did very well in this movie, and he was a bad guy. Okay, so watch that. Maybe that will convince you. By the way, Mr. Hawk, if you want to add more to this outgoing bulk setup, we can certainly set that up for you. Okay, you got this going out. You want to do more bulk? We can get you more. Here. I'll set that to the side, okay? So here's Steven Gonzalez for 2 Gem 2s. You got it, man. 2 Gem 2s. Where are my Gem 2s? I think we get... here we are. Nick Nack is one of the best henchmen. Who's Nick Nack again? I can't remember Nick Nack. There were too many henchmen. Jaws is definitely the most memorable henchman by far. It's not even close. Jaws, Odd Job. He's pretty funny. He's from Gold... what was the name of that one? It was Golden something. There you go. Golden Finger? Was it called Golden Finger? I can't remember. Yeah, the Odd Job, he and Jaws stood out so far. But also the girl from A View to Kill. She was really fun. I like how she kind of turned into a good guy right at the end. Here we are. Goldfinger. Z-Plane. Christopher Walken was funny in Pulp Fiction. Here we are. All right, that's Mr. Steven. All right, Steven. You're going to be over here. Walken has stop speech. What's stop speech? I've never heard of that. Is that how they describe it? All right. I think you're new. I think this is a new guy, Mr. Steven. Nice to meet you, Mr. Steven. Welcome to our group. I'm more of a fan of Christopher Walken. Here we are. So I like The View to Kill. That was Timothy Dalton. That was the guy I was trying to remember. Timothy Dalton. His first movie as James Bond. I really wish I could remember the name of it, but I cannot. His first movie as James Bond, the romance between him and the Russian girl, smoking hot sexy. It was very sexy. They had something going on. He's got kind of like... I thought he might have been the best Bond, in my opinion, in fact. I felt like he brought a presence to the Bond sort of like brand that fit the brand very well. He was like a sexy cat almost, you know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. Which fits being a spy very well. Because you remember, being MI6 007, he's a spy. He's a spy. He had a very spy feeling to him. He felt like a spy. Whereas... Daniel Craig, he's more like Batman, to be honest. Daniel Craig's like, you can't stop me. I can get shot 50 times and I'll stand up and punch you still. So he had like a Superman, Batman feeling, almost like it was a Marvel movie. It was too much, Austin Powers, funniest. Yeah, Austin Powers. The reason Austin Powers was so good is because it spoofed it so well. Here we are. The Living Daylights. Was that the name of it? Let's see. I don't think that was the name of it. So, yeah, he had a role as James Bond for 2 movies, just 2. He was going to do a third one, but they got tied up in legal problems. And I thought he did a very good job. Although I could tell you why he didn't return for that third film 6 years later is because he lost all his hair, I'm pretty sure. That guy was balding by the second movie. You could sense it. There you go. Should be 6 packs, not 5. Flipping the fat fingers. What? Tammy! There we go. 19. Oh. Wait, don't we have a giveaway card? I thought we had a giveaway card. There's no TCC giveaway card? That kind of sucks. How about this Zubat? You guys want a Zubat? Zubat! No. Is this it? Right over here? Oh, wait. No, this is an empty... Okay, hold on. I don't know what this was. Whatever it is, it's over. Elizabeth Hurley is the hottest Bond girl. Who's she? What movie is she from? Who wants a little vintage Zubat? Zubat. Do I have another bag in there that I can ship with it? Oh, absolutely. I didn't even think to check for that. We better look for that, okay? Yes, let's get that. God dang, dude. Get this marker on me all the time. James Bond is pretty much just British Batman. But Blofeld is the Joker. All right. There we go. The Living Daylights in 1987. He then portrayed the character in License to Kill. Nice. Yeah, so I thought he was one of the best James Bonds. Not because of anything particular with the story, but because of just the sort of feel he had about him. He had a sort of like sneaky feeling, like a genuine, sneaky, good at lying kind of feeling to him. Like he could smile to a girl and it's just a trick, and that's all it is, nothing more. So actually, you know what it was? He almost felt like a bad guy. Timothy Dalton in The Living Daylights felt almost like he could have played the role of the villain in the very same movie. And I think that's why he plays such a good James Bond, because James Bond's not exactly, he's not like purely, he's not like a saint, you know what I mean? He goes around killing people if he has to. He's a spy, right? Spies in general are sneaky bad people. We are, Mr. Hawk. Whoa, you got a lot, man. Oh, man. I didn't know you had a lot. You should have told me. I would have said, man, this guy's got a lot. Okay. Here's this. And here is this. 110 degrees. So hot right now. Dang, dude, that's hot. Have you considered being cold instead? Okay, let's get this address. Okay, I think I've got you. How heavy is this? Okay, a couple pounds. Timothy Chalamet is confirmed as the next James Bond. Oh my God, dude. That's like when that one guy from Twilight got the role as Batman, dude. He should have never been Batman. That guy's like a pussy, dude. How did we go from like these hardcore cool Batmans to like whoever the hell played Edward in Twilight? What the? Let's print this. I didn't even watch that movie. I already knew it was going to be bad. I didn't have to watch it. Karis watched it later by herself, and she's like, yeah, it was pretty bad. Here we go. Where are you guys moving to? Do you really not like Missouri? JW. Here we are. All right. Robert Patterson. Yeah, Robert Patterson. Hey, what's up, Mr. Boo? We're going to upgrade, man. We're going to move to a fancier place. You know, our big cities are Kansas City and St. Louis. All my relatives are in Kansas City, and I've lived most of my life in St. Louis. I lived maybe 4 years out here in Lake of the Ozarks. It's kind of between the two places. And it's more country. It's very much countryside living. There's a big, beautiful lake, $1 million boats, and just sea-doos everywhere. And there's like this sort of like party town vibe. And I hate it. I can't stand it out here anymore. It's not that I couldn't get into it, but it's like it's got me at a threshold where I'm ready to commit to something new. And once I've reached that threshold, I'm all in. I'm committed to moving. So I think the tipping point for me was when we were voting on a new casino to be built out here. And I really wanted that casino. I want Lake of the Ozarks to be developed into a bigger thing. And they voted it no. And it was a vote for the whole state. St. Louis and Kansas City voted no, which is really upsetting. But the worst part was Lake of the Ozarks was an even bigger no. All the people out here in the counties out here, they were even more on the side of no casino. So when I saw that, I told Karis we're out of here. I said, we're moving if the casino isn't built. I was so disappointed because I want to own a home in a place that's developing, and this place has a shot at that. They're building they're like a $500 million amusement park right now as we speak. But I'm getting out of here. I wanted the casino very badly. All right, so now we've got Tammy. She wants 6 of the Gem 2s. Tammy! $300 million resort planned for the Lake of the Ozarks 2 years ago. Yes, it's in the middle of construction. You can actually see it. It's very cool looking so far. It's going to be a smaller amusement park with a variety of roller coasters, a slingshot, and then this gigantic indoor-outdoor pool with like some sort of state-of-the-art ceiling that goes away in the summer but closes over the pool in the winter so that they can run it year-round. It's really big. They're working on it. They've been delayed because they had to buy out homes in the surrounding area, and some of the people who own the homes really did not want to sell, so they held out. That delayed the construction, but it's all going through, so it definitely went through. The owner had to pay like 4 times the property value for some of those homes. It was crazy. Anyways, it's just not enough for me in the end. In the end, I wanted that casino, and I think that Missouri is not the state that everyone's rushing into. It's as simple as that. This is not the state to invest into real estate. You could probably do well over here, but I mean, I want to move to the competitive states, the states that are offering tax incentives to be there. If I move and Missouri gets rid of its state taxes, maybe I'll be like, darn. But I mean, to be honest, we're in tornado heaven over here. This is the tornado capital of America. We get so many tornadoes. So does Kansas. Kansas is famous for tornadoes. Missouri tracked 109 tornadoes this year. 109. Why would I want to store a whole bunch of Pokemon cards over here? Why would I want to store them over here with 109 tornadoes in 1 year? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we want to move just because of that. But also, when I sell these cards, and I will one day, I'll sell a lot of it. I want to sell it in a state where I do not have to pay an income tax. It just doesn't matter. So think of this. I just have to pack up the cards, cross state lines, and I've just saved like 5% on my entire collection when I sell. Like, of course I'm going to do that. That's what a smart person would do. All right, here goes. Now, again, if Missouri came back and they said, you know what, we're doing no taxes over here, maybe I will regret the move then. They've actually floated the idea around, but it hasn't happened. Here it is. Ooh. All right. Very nice. They went up in property tax here that it's no income tax. Here's, Glaceon. Look at that. And here's, wait, did I only grab 5 in the end? Oh, I'm going to get you one more. Here's, the Stamp Espeon. He could have meant 2 billion. That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say 2 billion. Here's, Eevee. Look at that Eevee. All right, Eevee. Lovely. So, but if I'm going to have a large Pokemon card collection, Karis and I wanted to move to a gated community anyways, as an extra layer of security. And then when we go to liquidate the collection, they should be liquidated in a no tax state. It's just the smarter move. Move to a new house in a new city and save 5% on your entire collection, your entire inventory. That's the thing to do. That's the smarter move. Ooh. So that's why you see all this incoming immigration to Texas, Florida, Nevada, some Wyoming. You got the billionaires up in Jackson Hole, right? There's a lot of billionaires apparently in Wyoming in one little spot. Ooh. So pretty. All right, so that was for our friend Miss Tammy. Start a Pokemon museum. Nah, no, I'm not going to do anything like that. Batman with Mr. Freeze was the best movie. You should build a Pokemon store. Yeah, Cornrose said it right there. Jesus only lets tornadoes hit evil people. Don't say that! I'm going to get struck. All right. Dear Jesus, please forgive me for all my sins. All right, so now we've got the shipping for Mr. Hawk. Thank you so much, Hawk. And we have another order over here for Mr. Omar. He says, first time gym break. First time gym break. All right, I love it. Here it is. They live in the mountains because they need easy access to their apocalyptic bunkers. Well, perhaps they've done that, but I think the real reason they do that is because Wyoming's got a unique mountain lifestyle, similar to Colorado, with accessibility to, Yellowstone Park or something like that. So they're just south of it, and then they're tax-free shelter. So time to shack up in the tax-free shelter. It just makes a lot of sense to do that. If you're a billionaire, in my case, I've got a lot of cards that will have to be sold one day, and that's going to be counted as income, and I'll avoid a lot of taxes just by moving. What that should tell you guys, by the way, is a lot of jobs are going to those states, because a lot of guys who run companies are thinking exactly the same way. They're going, why am I running this company here when I could literally just cross state lines and run it over there and save 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I was in Hawaii, I would pay up to 11% taxes on every card sale after a certain income point. So if I worked all year long and then liquidated all my cards at once in 1 year, which I don't think I'd do that, but let's say I did, I'd pay some massive 11% taxes on a lot of it. Just not smart, it's just not smart. So I like Hawaii a lot, by the way. I would like to move there. I think ultimately we're going to Nevada. Okay, first time gym break. Popping you right in there. Can you gift the cards and avoid taxes? No, I'm sure you can't do anything like that. I mean, you could probably turn it into a what do they call that? A trust fund and give it to your children as a trust. But then they'd eventually have to sell it too, right? So somebody has to sell it one day for it to be cash, and the taxes will apply at that point. All right. Who pays for roads, courts, firemen, search and rescue? I don't mind paying taxes. I really don't. I think that taxes are a good thing. However, if I have the option to pay 5% less taxes right over there, and they're essentially building a better city anyways, why am I not over there? Explain it. They got lots of casinos in Nevada because they're not scared to grow. They're not scared of that. And I like that mindset. I like that. I don't like Missouri getting all whatever made them not want the casinos. Maybe they're scared of like being a tourist attraction. I don't know what they're scared of. All right, who pays for the earth? I was JW, got 4 kids, just trying to make the next big move. My wife wants to stay in Tennessee. I would love to move to Colorado, but too cold for her. Tennessee was one of the options. We haven't truly ruled anything out. Tennessee, Texas, Florida, Nevada, those are all really strong considerations. Tennessee, you're kind of like your topography or whatever is very similar to what we have in Missouri right now. But you guys have Nashville, which is very successful right now. And what is making you guys so good is everyone wants to be in a no-tax state. And so you're getting a lot of traffic, you're getting a lot of businesses. It's a great place to operate a business. If you're a full remote worker like Karis, it's a great place to be. She earns decent money as a software engineer. Why should she pay extra 5% on all of her income just to live for the privilege of living in Missouri with all of the tornadoes and all the crime? It's really stupid. So we got to get out of here. That's the smartest move. It's an analytical move. It's hard to move, though. Your heart gets attached to the land you're on. It really does. But if you're crazy like me, you give your cats away and then you move. You do the move. Carlton Wicks, 10 towards Slav away, 1 Pokey Shuffle, 1 Minecraft hobby. Here you go, Mr. Carlton. Hopefully it all goes smoothly, and it will probably happen in another 6 months. That's our window. That's our time frame. 1 Pokey Shuffle. Move to O Block. I have Dave's Hot Chicken, though, which is a Nashville type. Friggin' Texas. Texas is Tornado Alley. Yeah, so it's Nashville, and Florida gets hurricanes. And so this is why we lean toward Nevada. It's a hot, dry desert, but they don't do a lot of hurricanes. They got 0 tornadoes this year. Missouri got 109 so far. Nevada got 0. And they don't have any trees. It's just all rocks and sand. And so it's not very great to get a wildfire going over there either. They probably don't have a lot of problems with wildfires because where's it going to spread to? The tiny palm tree and the dried up, bush in your yard. So it's a place we're considering just because of its isolation from the kind of super damaging, natural disasters that might wipe out a very good card collection. It's all strategy, guys. Life is all strategy. Magnazone and the Minecraft Hobby Pack. So there they went. It's basically Tatooine. That's right. I'm not even a casino guy, but I like casinos because they represent entertainment to me. They represent entertainment. In a way, they kind of represent wealth too. Because you know who likes to gamble? Rich people who have so much money that they can throw it away at a casino for fun. I like the tuxedos. I like the glamorous dresses. I like the buffets, whatever the drinking, the sexy people. I don't like the darker side of it. Maybe the stale scent of desperation. Maybe the retiree whose children don't visit them anymore, and so they go to the casino with their pension or with their, their social security check, and they put it all in the slot machine and stare at the slot machine like they're hypnotized. I don't like the dark side so much, but I like the nice side of it, the positive side. We are. It's kind of like drinking alcohol, right? There's people who drink and they have fun and they're merry, and then there's people who are horrible alcoholics and they get in car crashes. So it's kind of like, it's a vice. All right, Carlton Wicks. Time to put this into your bag. Thank you so much, Carlton. Appreciate the order tonight. How you guys doing tonight? Happy Tuesday. The smell of sweat and shame. Move to Alaska. We have considered that. I did study Alaska. Here's the problem. Alaska, besides the fact that it would probably increase the cost of my shipping, which is a problem in Hawaii as well, Alaska gets pretty cold. Alaska doesn't ever warm up to the point where you want to be outside all day. And it gets very cold in the winter, and it has like 30 days of darkness, and then it has daytimes that last all day long. And so that is not a weather optimal place to live. It's one of the highest violent states in the Union, Alaska. And I think it's the boredom, and I think it's the isolation, and I think it's the cold. But not just that, I feel that in terms of an investment, I'm not so sure that Alaska will beat some place like Las Vegas. You see, so it's all strategy, guys. Where should you invest $1 million into a home if you're going to go buy a home somewhere? If you're going to invest $1 million into property, where should it be? What place will have the fastest growing property over the next 10 years? Maybe Austin, Texas. Maybe someplace in Florida, Orlando, Florida. Maybe Las Vegas. Maybe Montana. I don't know. So, but it's probably going to surprise everyone. It usually does. But some places are getting steady growth. And I think there continues to be a pattern where people are getting out of California, but I don't know how long that lasts. Eventually enough people will leave California that California will get cheaper, and there'll actually be a downtrend in the property. So I don't know how many people can truly leave California, but that could continue on for 5 more years. And it's the same with like Illinois, New York. The trend is people are getting out of those places to go to better tax shelters, and they're chasing after the jobs that are also leaving those places for places like Austin, Texas, or some place in Florida, or like Reno, Nevada. They're getting tech centers now. Reno, Nevada has diversified their economic opportunities because they want to provide a lot of good jobs for citizens, and they're saying, hey, get your asses over here. Do your stuff over here. It's cheap. So with it being kind of a straight shot over into San Francisco from Reno, Nevada, they've got some technology going on over there for now. But what happens next is not for sure. Memphis, Tennessee is worse than Alaska, hands down. I'll take the cold igloo over that hellhole. Tell us a little bit about where you guys live. I want to know what you love and what you don't love. Next up, we got Tammy Lowe. 5 more gems. You got it, Tammy. All right, 5 more of these. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Michigan is strange because of the lakes and urban areas are populated and happening, but so far away from every other with a bunch of small tourist town. Yeah, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio. I've been told those places are pretty decent, but they're in the north. And here in Missouri, we get cold weather and we get hot weather. We get a really good mix. It gets pretty cold in the winter. It can get down to, below 0. And in the summer, it can get over 100 degrees. So over here, we've experienced the cold weather and the hot weather. Guess what? Cold weather sucks, dude. It sucks ass. Cold weather's the worst weather because, in the hot weather, you can always go to like a big pool and get your exercise in the pool, or a cold spring or a river or a lake. You can ride Sea-Doos. You can go boat tubing if you live in the right place. You go boat tubing. There's so many things you can do to cool down and have fun. But in the winter, what are you going to do? Other than maybe skiing, I guess. You're going to go skiing in some places. But in the winter, it's just like bitterly cold and awful and dark and gray and depressing. And yeah, I prefer everyone prefers the perfect weather. But I think the perfect weather fluctuates between 75 and maybe like 95 degrees, right in that zone. You want to get the 95 degrees, and people who maybe are like from California, I don't know how often you guys get that hot over there, but you got to get some heat because the heat is what makes the pool fun. outdoor pools with like a drink or something like that, or, you know, you want to swim in the lake or the river or the ocean, it's when it gets real hot outside that those things get very nice. And so if it's too cold, if it's even pleasant, like let's say 72 degrees, that's still too cold for water. And so if you like playing in the water, you got to have some hot sun. And that's just how it is, I'm afraid. So, you know, you're talking about Minnesota, Montana, they got no sales tax. That's really tempting. You know, that'd be a great place to operate the business rather than to sell the cards. So it'd be a good place to operate. But, you know, you look at their weather and you're just like, no way, dude. I enjoy the summer. You know what I'm saying? Florida's really got the monopoly on it. And this is why I joke about, you know, Canadians are missing out on Florida. Yeah, with the whole America and Canada becoming one country. It's like, man, if I was Canadian, I'd be voting yes. And then I'd just go move to Florida right afterwards. So I think Florida's got that monopoly on that warm weather, man. But so does Texas. Texas is warmer and they have a beach. And so does Nevada. Nevada's very hot, maybe too hot. But this place we want to move has an elevation. And so it's a bit cooler, just a bit cooler. And there's Lake Las Vegas, and they've got lots of outdoor pools, and so I'll be looking to do that. Here it is. All right, Timmy. And if we don't like it, we'll move again. If we don't like it, we'll move again. I'll document our experiences and let you guys know. Minnesota and Wisconsin get over 100, but the winters are long. It will get to -20, -40, and -50 with wind chill. Whew. Yeah, see, I'm not trying to do that, man. That sounds like almost like it would damage your property, damage your car. That's too cold, you know. Your car can overheat though in the summertime, so I don't know. We need the middle 90s to warm up the lake water. Lake Michigan is icy all year. I'm in the middle of Tennessee and watched the big development, and a lot of the country, unlike Missouri, has been developed, and it sucks. Okay. So you're saying you sort of missed the country vibe? And now it's like too developed, it's too urban. Is that what you're saying? Here we go. Doesn't that mean your property went up in value? Well, that assumes you have to have property. But yeah, anyone who owns a lot of property, that was a good thing. Shoveling sucks. Yeah. Here's Steven Gonzalez, another 2 gem. Mr. Steven's trying to snipe you, Tammy. He's trying to snipe. What about Delaware? Delaware was considered. Again, Delaware would be a bad place for me to sell all of my collection, but it would be a great place to operate my business for like another, I don't know, 10 years, 14 years. If we operated over there, there would be no sales tax, similar to Montana. So Delaware and Montana are the no sales tax move. It's really not bad. It's close to New York. You could get a vacation in New York pretty fast. They've got a beach. It's a little bit chillier, but they've got a beach. The price of real estate in Delaware is very high, though. And ultimately, it was just something about it just didn't feel like it was going to be the ultimate place to invest $1 million into real estate. Don't forget this, guys. Your home is one of your biggest investments in your entire life. Many people invest between $500,000 to $1.5 million into real estate, depending on what kind of house you buy. And you really need that thing to go up in value, or you're going to fall behind everyone else in the rest of the country. Your house needs to be going up in value, especially if you're paying interest on it. If you're paying like 4% interest on the loan for your home, you know what that means? Your home needs to go up by 4% every year, or you're just losing money on that loan. You're an idiot with a big loan on a bad asset. Your house has to go up to meet the interest in the loan. And with interest rates being 7% now, it's really poisonous now. You buy a home, it goes up 2% in value. You lost 5% total because you have a 7% mortgage. It's bad, you know. So you don't want to take out a home loan now. That would be a stupid move. Now you want to be able to pay a house off in full, or if you do take out a big house loan, you don't want to invest in stocks until your house is paid off. So you want to focus exclusively on paying off the home. Here we are. Florida is... Oh, did you want this one? Steven, look what you've done! Steven, you stole it! I'm sorry, Tammy. California, Florida, Hawaii have the best weather. Florida's very good. Unfortunately for Florida, they get these really bad hurricanes. They're the hurricane capital of America. And as much as I'd like to live on the beach and have like a beach lifestyle, walk on the sand and go swimming sometimes and eat like, I don't know, whatever kind of seafood, maybe go out boating, sea doing, I don't want to have to pay for hurricane insurance on my collection. How can I make money on the collection if you have to lose 2% of it or whatever it is for hurricane insurance every year. Not worth it. So it's not financially optimal. You want to move to a place with no hurricanes. Next up, we got Tammy. 5 more Gem 2s. Okay, you got it. Miss Tammy. 1, 2, 3. eBay Vault. Nah, because eBay Vault's worse. They take a ton of the value of the collection. eBay Vault's horrible. And actually, it's not called eBay Vault anymore. That's called the PSA Vault. That's the PSA Vault. They bought it from eBay, remember? eBay made a vault, and then they sold it to PSA. It's called the PSA Vault. We are. Chicago, even worse. What about you guys? Have you guys contemplated a move ever? It's scary moving. It's tough. It's risky. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of leaving your old friends and family behind. Although that part's easy for me. We don't really have any Lake of the Ozarks friends. And we don't have any, I don't hang out with my family at all. So that part's the easy part. We are. Just noticed that guy from Storage Hunters live streams opening cards too. What? I think Minnesota at 22 so far this year. Decent amount of tornadoes. Yeah, 22 is not 0. Las Vegas, Nevada has 0 tornadoes. This is the bonus Tammy pack. For Tammy. Yay! All right. I moved countries. Not fun. Really? Here we are. When you coming over here, man? Actually, I was just learning about how Nevada is trying to create a Filipino district. Isn't that interesting? Look into that. So they have so many Filipinos in Nevada that they want to have kind of like a Chinatown, but have it be like a Filipino town. And so I think they're doing that. There. Tossing this over here. All right, Miss Tammy. Here's Glaceon showing off his butt. Oh, send those orders in, guys. You know, what makes the stream most fun are the big orders. Send in a big order, entertain us, show us what you got. I want to pull us some, let's see. So from this set, the gem set, we're always looking for the AR exclusive artworks. They show up every couple boxes, but there's no like super easy way to predict them. Vaporeon. Whee. Ice is scary. Well, yeah, don't come over illegally. What? Ah, like this one. Tammy Low. Tammy. Here you go, Tammy. All right. That wasn't too bad, was it? I was kind of hoping the free pack would give you something like this. That would have been cool. Tammy's like, do people buy vintage packs anymore? Oh, I'm sure they do. I don't really sell them, though. I don't really put them up for sale. And Vaporeon. One free Vaporeon. Vaporeon wet-ass Pokemon. Lots of Latina mommies go to ICE protest. They're the new thing. Here we are. I feel you, man. Yeah, that stuff's all pretty sad and dark, isn't it? All that immigration stuff. Here we go. I'm lucky to be born in America. We are. Here's a Leafeon. It's Leafeon. Tammy Low. What do you think of that, Tammy? You're rich. I thought you had a jungle break. We do have a vintage booster pack break if you're interested in that. Let me show that off for a second to you. So this thing hasn't gone off in a long time. Well, where the heck to go? Here, let me put this in the Tammy's box first. Here we are. Tammy Low. Okay. Popping this in here. Pop, lock, and drop it. Even some citizens are getting detained. Yeah, that's no good. There we go. Let's see. Here's... Where'd it go? What row is it in? Did I take it off the table? Maybe I took it off the table. Oh, I think I did. No? What is this music? Oh, there it is. I found it. All right, turn that down a little bit. By the way, take a look at these, guys. Did you know I sell these? These are slab displays. You can also call them slab protectors. They're very sturdy. You can see there's real thick plastic. Do you see that? Take a look at that. So I've been selling these for, how long have I been selling these? 2 years now or something like that? Take a look at that. And I most recently had a slab display stand built by the same company that makes the slabs. So we were working this out. They designed this for me. Told them I wanted a stand that could hold all of our slabs, like a universal stand. So we worked out the dimensions and everything for a while. So check this out. We've got, there's the SGC slab. Let me just zoom out for you. Okay, yeah. This is what was missing from our displays, huh? How much are those? Well, I don't know how much to charge for the actual stand. I have to find out what my unit price was, and so I need to look that up. I haven't looked that up since I paid for it, but they won't be super expensive. I don't remember what they're going to be though. So there's that. Now, most people have just been buying these stands by themselves. Now you can buy the stand with the display if you choose to have the display. So there it is, the Beckett slab. Looking very nice. Actually, we didn't need two of them because we got this one over here. Okay, very nice. And here is the PSA. Now, this PSA display holder is designed to hold both PSA cards and CGC cards. So you only need one for both. And there it is. Looking beautiful. And then, of course, it holds one more thing. Move all this out of the way. Oh, I guess I got a couple of these hollows, huh? Of course, it holds these last things. These are the booster pack displays. Just like that. See? Okay. Those are the smallest displays we sell. They're for booster packs, English booster packs. We should design one that holds Japanese booster packs, I feel, the long crimp packs. Very nice. Tag in the works. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, we should get a tag one. Well, let me see. So tag's a little bit thicker than PSA and CGC, but I know CGC was a little bit... Oh, I think you can scan this and it'll take you to the eBay listing. I'm not sure. Oops. Let's see what we can do here. Here's a tag slab right here. It's going to stick out. Oh, we're good. It already fits. Yeah, it already fits. That's because, again, this slab was designed for both PSA holders and CGC holders, which are a little thicker than PSA holders. So as a result, tag fits as well. So there it is, tag. Now, you would put these in for your highest... Well, you could do it for anything, really, but you're supposed to take your most expensive cards and put them in here because, first of all, it shows off how important they are, you know? So if you're putting it in this big holder, people are like, very special, right? But also, if it were to, like, fall over, you're not going to get, you know, cracks in the corners, and it's got just this ability to pick it up and feel like you got something really mighty in your hand, too. It's real heavy when you hold these. If you, obviously, as you can see how it slides around, by the way? So that's easily solved. Just put it in a sleeve and then pop it in there. There's enough room for it to be in a sleeve. So I guess this one can hold tag, CGC, and PSA now. You know, I should go update that listing to say that. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now before I forget. You're supposed to be able to buy them right here on the table, so you can buy these from me direct, and we'll add them to your shipment when it's time to ship. Where is it? Jesus Christ, man. I got a lot of slabs listed on eBay now. I list a lot of, like, slabs that would be very hard to move on the table. I list them on eBay now. eBay has been my liquidation method for difficult to sell slabs. Here it is, revise, CGC, or PSA, or tag. There we go. We're going to save on that. It's good that it fits the tag slabs right away. You know, I bet the guys who sell those annoying rubber covers, I bet those rubber covers don't protect tag slabs. I don't like the rubber covers at all. They're super annoying. They're like condoms for your slabs. I like this. This feels hefty. It feels beautiful. It feels like an actual display. It feels like something you'd see at like a museum. You know what I'm saying? That other stuff is just sort of, it looks like cheap plastic. It's all cheap plastic. I mean, all of it is. But the difference is that stuff literally looks like cheap plastic. You know what I need to offer next? I need to offer sleeves for these. If I could get like a sleeve going. So after you drop it in here, if there was like a one-size-fits-all sleeve and you just slide that in, fold it over, that would be perfect. Wow, that's cool, man. I like that. It's 1 in the morning, Pat. Go to sleep. What? All right. Will they hold extended art displays? Extended art displays? I don't think so. But I'm working on a booster pack slab display. Booster pack slab protector display. So that's what I'm working on next. Let's put this in here. The other thing, I just got a restock on these BGS displays because they were selling out. I was low on them. They've done well. I could have put my logo on them. So when I was working with the manufacturers, here we go, this is back on the table now. That's why we took that whole detour there. I was working with the manufacturers and they're like, all right, what brand do you want me to put on those? And I had to make a decision. And ultimately I said, don't put any brand on these because that's what I did with these here. I did that with these semi-rigids and I really like the fact that they have no brand on them. And so I thought to myself, people don't want to look at my brand every time they buy, you know, a case display. They really just want to see the card. So I said, no brand. There we are. And I'm going to stick with that probably, unless you guys really like it the other way around. Felt hat Pikachu in that thing will make it look like it's much more expensive. Yeah, sure. Well, I can show you that too. I have a felt hat Pikachu. Now let's take a look and see if there's any orders in the queue. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, we do have an order in the queue. Here's Mr. Omar Batui. He says, 5 gem times 2. Mr. Omar, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. All right. All right. Is Poke Shuffle a slab rotation? Poke Shuffle is a $5 chance to pull a slab. If you don't pull a slab, you'll pull some common cards, okay? So you could lose $5 very quickly doing that. It's very popular. People buy Poke Shuffle all the time. It's very popular. And there's some very cool slabs in the Poke Shuffle right now. As you can see, I've had a lot of slab returns. And this has allowed me to pump the slab returns up. I'm sorry, the Poke Shuffles up with good slabs. I thought I was an actual box of jungle that you were doing breaks for packs. No, we have a Call of Legends booster pack break. You might be thinking of the Fossil break. Are you thinking of the Fossil break? This over here. Challenge rolls. Fossil, first edition booster box break. Last couple of packs, $695 a pack. Here they are. 4 spots left. That's ready to go off. Here we are. Okay. We got Lesbian. And that's it. I'm out of sleeves. I need to get more sleeves. I'll be back. That's the one. Yes. Yes, we have that going on. It's very close. Very close. All right, here we are. Now you guys get to watch me restock the sleeves. That's so exciting. Hey, what's up, Mr. Louis Lore? He says, link to the shop. What we do, we place all the prices in the description. And at the top of the description of the live stream, you can find my PayPal, my Zelle, my CASHAPP, my VENMO, even crypto, and you just send me money direct. There's no website. If you've never heard of us before, Mr. Louis, we've been doing this for almost 7 years now. It'll be 7 years in November. 7 years. We've done it the same way the whole time, too. It's kind of funny. Here we are. Restock save time. There we go. All right. And one more. I think he's talking about your eBay for slab display. Oh, for the slab display, that's on eBay under the game, the excuse me, TheCardconomist. Do I have an eBay link? I might have removed the eBay link from the description to save room. I found it. How much to rotate the slabs? He wants to see all the slabs. You know, in the past, there was an option to like tip $2 and cause me to show off all the slabs, like 100% of them. There are. You know, and that took a long time, so it was like a service. Okay. Let me just finish this order and we'll take a look at some of those slabs, okay? All right, so now we can put this in a sleeve. Yeah, it was like a $2 tip, and then I show off all the slabs, which isn't something I always do. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Okay. Yes, Mr. Louis, if you're trying to make a order, you'll want to head over to the description of the live stream. You'll see how to pay at the top of the description. You'll see how to ship. You might want to read that over. You'll see a buyer's agreement. You might want to read that over. And then beneath that is everything for sale. Slab prices are right on the table. Break prices are right on the table. And there's just a ton of stuff. Ask as many questions as you want. You can't annoy me with questions. I've answered the same questions for 7 years. So it's just part of the job. Mr. Omar, here we are. So this is Omar Batui picking up a Master Ball. We are a Master Ball Umbreon. We are. Thank you so much, Mr. Omar. Vintage has gone up so much, it's getting hard to justify purchasing some of this stuff to myself, at least. You know, if you think about this, Chris, think about it carefully for a second. That's exactly what people said in the past. In the past, you had a vintage booster pack for like $200, $300, and they said, no way, what a ripoff. That's way too expensive. And now the same booster pack is $600, and you're going, nah, that's too much. But I get it, though. It might just be out of your range of income, so that's a different story. James just sent me $2. All right, let's do it, James. Let's do it. All right, he really wants this, so let's take a quick look. Are you ready? Electabuzz for $20. $200. That's a nice one. The Houndoom for $90. I like that one. Pikachu, Mad Cargo, Charmander 10, first edition. That's a good one. That's a solid one. Sabrina's Suggestion, Vileplume. This one's solid, too. Magneton 10, 1997. Torchic for $200. Here's the Crown Pikachu break, the Waifu break. This Meganium is Pop 1 and only $60. It's from the gold collection of the poker sets. Pichu's on the back. We also have this for Alligator. It's also from the gold collection. I wouldn't be surprised if it's very similar to the Meganium. Pop 1, Pop 2. Those are poker cards. I'm a huge poker card collector, and so I also offer them for sale. I do both. I collect them and I sell them. Now we got Bulbasaur, he's real solid. We got Lucario, again, solid, real solid. Pop 6, yellow deck is the most desirable deck to collect, by the way. Notice how this says King of Hearts. In the red and green deck, this would have a very ugly camo in the background. It'd make a card very ugly. But in yellow and blue, it's a nice clear white card. So he's even more desirable as a yellow deck for 2 reasons. Very rare, yellow deck on the back, nice and clean. Darkrai Break, he's just 1 in 5. Tag 10, he's from the Hidden Fates collection. He's really 1 in 4. The extra spot is the star spot. Don't forget that. So, yep, he's just a beautiful tag card. Reminds you of the Hidden Fates time period. He was one of the better pulls you could pull. Here's a nice Rebecca 10 for $54. Remember, these prices, by the way, guys, are cheapest buy now prices, right? But there's one advantage when you buy here. Many of you guys, when you buy on eBay, you pay an 8% tax to eBay. When you buy right off my table, I pay the 8% tax. You guys don't pay it. I pay that tax. So you don't see that on the label. It doesn't say that, but I pay the tax. You save money. Here's Vulpix. Here's Venusaur 10, 105, Ghastly. So as a matter of fact, if this is $190 on my table and $190 on eBay, the real price you'll pay on eBay, most of you, will pay $190 plus 8%. So your final price will look like this. Plus $190. So your real price will be around $205, and you'll pay $15 more. Now, if you buy here, I pay a fee, a processing fee to PayPal most of the time, and then I pay the taxes. So that's not bad for you. It's still, you know, it's still a pretty decent deal, even when it's at the eBay buy now price. Here's Lieutenant Surge's Electabuzz. Here's Flareon. Suicune, this one's real good. Kuromi 10 Pristine. Very hard to get those BGS Pristines. Oddish 9. This extremely rare Pop 1 Carddass Jigglypuff Quest sticker. You know, these appear to be extremely rare, and I could see it staying at 1 or staying below 5. Who knows? But here is also a commission card. Somebody has mailed me their cards, and I'm selling this for him. You'll notice it by the blue ink. Zapdos 9. I sold most of Mr. Raul Mendoza's cards for him. He's just got this one left for 125. Now, this one's rare. It's actually from a theme deck. Thunderstorm theme deck Zapdos. So he's more rare than the standard fossil Zapdos. All right, next pile. Am I doing a good job? What's this worth? $2? All right, so here we go. We got this awesome Absol. I don't offer cards like this for sale very often. This is one of those genuine reverse hollow EX era cards, you know, right after Sky Ridge. Pop 25. These packs, these Legend Maker packs are so expensive now. And when you open it, you're not going to pull Absol. You're going to pull some other stinky Pokemon because that's what happens in the reverse hollow. So the reverse hollow table slot, the loot table for reverse hollows includes all the trainer cards and all the dumbest Pokemon. So you have to get lucky to pull something like Absol. And then it has to grade 10, which it won't, because PSA is not going to give it a 10. It's going to give it a 9. You're going to cry. So that is cheap at $8.20. It really is. I've done this a long time. I know what I'm talking about. I have a nice card for sale. I try to keep nice cards up here every now and then. That's the deal. Here's Jolteon. There's one person in the Jolteon. He's waiting for another person to join. $34. That's a Gym Break. Dark Gyarados. We broke one of these like 2 days ago, so we got another one. Here's another reverse hollow. Not as popular though, I would say. So this is one of those, you know, common type Pokemon, and you can see it's much cheaper at $170 if that's your thing, if you like Geodude. Oh, my neck hurts. Here's Umbreon, 1 in 16. This is a very good break. A chance to pull the chase card at a Terra Festival for just $40 instead of, you know, having to open up. You have to basically rip a whole case to pull one of these. You know that? So you get like one of these per case. It's either one per case or it's one per every other case. I think it's actually one per every other case. Yeah, that's correct. I remember this. So his pull rate's like one per every other case. So $40 for a chance at that, and it's graded 10. Not bad. Scissor 10, Pop 1. Once again, gold deck, Pichu's on the back, $290. That's pretty standard scissor price. He'll probably sell eventually. I don't know what it is, but he always eventually sells. It's probably the color combinations, white, black, and red. It's just very sexy. I don't know what it is. The Mega Break, that'll take forever. Groudon, $33. Oh, yeah, this is on the table now. Pop 12 Tifa, Carddass. So this Carddass is always Bandai Namco, by the way, if you didn't know that. So here is a very popular character. We've got the Magic the Gathering set with Final Fantasy coming out. So Final Fantasy cards are going to be in the focus. And this is a sexy, large-titted Tifa from 1996. And you're just not going to find a lot more of these. They come out of vending boxes that don't exist anymore. Pop 12, you're looking at a very, very desirable Carddass collection type of card. Carddass is they're all over the place. The Jigglypuff was a Carddass card, right? This is a Carddass card. So this Bandai Namco's the card printer here, and it's a vintage Tifa, so it's very nice. That's based off of, I think, I don't know what that's based off of that price. Here's Roronoa Zoro, Hitmonchan 10, lovely. Birthday Pikachu in a nice tag slab, lovely, and a nice Gengar. So, you know, out of this pile, there's some really special cards like the Tifa, but I think I like this guy the very best. Any nice? All right. How am I doing? Did I miss the break update? What break update? You're going on break? I'm going to go. Here's Zubat. It's a free card. I'm handing that out for free. So stick around and type this into the... If you're new, you need to type this into chat. T followed by the letter C, followed by the letter C. Type that into chat. That will enter you into the giveaway. So here's the checklist. Very prestigious card to own. It's like the chase card from the Carddass Pokemon collection for the Pocket Monster set. Gold, rate my motorcycle. You want me to rate your motorcycle? I'll do that. Greninja Gold Star. I just got emailed. Somebody paid me $5 to rate their motorcycle. Greninja Gold Star. It's about halfway done. Maybe a little less than halfway done. And it's just a really solid card. 1 in 13 odds. 1 star card in there. See the star? 1 in 13 odds. Here's Sneasel. He's ready for slab weight. This is a prestigious card from 2003. The Ruby Sapphire base set came out pretty much right after Sky Ridge. There was Sky Ridge, and then I think, was there like the Legendary Collection after that? And then there was, you know, the new EX era. And so you got Ruby Sapphire, and that's a chase card from that set. It's an EX. It's a top pull. Now, this is 2 slabs together. You could have me split them up. This is $220 for this guy and $230 for this guy, but they're both pop 3 and they're sequential. They just came back together. So if you're a Slowpoke fan, you put this one into slab away, $440, you get that paid down, and now you have some extremely exclusive Pokemon cards. Just popped 3 on these. Why is that? Because the leaf green poker set is exceptionally rare. So is the fire red poker deck. This is $192 for all 3 of the Gloom, Oddish, and Vileplume evolution line. Look at that. Very pretty. Shows you how affordable Pokemon cards are if you just collect 9s. You know, because if this was a 10, this card over here might be almost $1,000. But as a 9, you can pick up all 3 of the slabs for just $192. So when people complain that, oh, Pokemon cards are uncollectible, it's more like they just don't want to collect 9s. That's all that's going on. They don't want to get the 9s. They only want the 10s. Or maybe like the 8s. It gets even cheaper if you go down to 8. Fuecoco, Ekans 10, extremely rare. Gundam, Pop 1. Man, I got some Pop 1s on this table, Pop 3s. I got some rare stuff for people who might be interested in my signature, which is a fun thing. It's just, you know, if you're in this community and you appreciate something like that, you can buy this card. This is an offer-only card. You have to make me an offer. He's very vibrant. He's got a big swirl by the wing. A for authentic. That's my signature, and that's a little Magnemite drawing because I learned people like it when signatures have little drawings on them. Here's Queen of Hearts, PSA 10, Lily and Lunala, very rare card. EV9, I can't believe it missed the 10. I don't like PSA anymore. Bummer, huh? Love to have a 10 on that. Last row, are you ready? Harley Davidson Softail Slim FSL, 824 miles, Huntington Beach, California. Has a photo. Nice, man. Nidoking. Ooh. That's really a nice card from the top set where you can afford to actually buy it. He's $80. Now, if this was like a Rainbow Hollow, he'd be like $500, $700. Here's Ursaring 8. He didn't get a 10. He's pricey, and yet he's still not a 10. It's so annoying. Here's Suicune 10 for $30. Here's a nice Sealdos Poison-type card with Nidoking, Nidoran, Nidorino, Zubat. Look at this. Dogars and Mata Dogas. Why does it say that? Well, that's the English language English alphabet, I should say, version of the Japanese word. So these are the Japanese name. They call him Nidoking in Japan as well, and we call him Nidoking. So they happen to match. But in Japan, they call coughing Dogars, and they call wheezing Matadogas. Really interesting, isn't it? So you have to appreciate Sealdos. I'm a Sealdos appreciator, and I got one for sale. Here's a Jolteon with a bit of silvering there. So a foil there. $47, PSA 9. You know, it's just a nice evolution. Looks very clear, nice cartoony look. King of Diamonds 10. Now this is really nice. Lily's Hugging Solgaleo. How nice is that? PSA 10 Pop 19 comes from a very exclusive poker set that you're not going to figure out. And here's EV9 for $35, first edition. We got this very rare 1935 Bubblegum Mickey Mouse, 1.5 PSA grade. They almost all grade 1s, 2s, and 3s because these are virtually 90 years old. These are 90 years old. Everyone alive who collected these is now dead. There's no way they're still alive. So if you're 10 years old in 1935, you're like 100 today. So like maybe 1% of people are still alive from that time period. So it was a really long time ago. This is on sale. It's down to $85, and if you don't buy it, it'll continue to go down until someone does buy it. Anyways, it features Mickey, Minnie, and the 2 cows and Pluto. Very vibrant card. Some of them are not this vibrant. It's not a very funny joke. That horseshoe is certainly a ringer for Mickey. That's supposed to be like a joke in 1935. It's supposed to be funny. And they're just not funny because they didn't have any Riz back then. Here's Flareon. Very different time period. 1935 is before World War II. You realize how old that is? Dratini 8. Here's Cleffa 10. Nice. The Quest sticker Eevee with Pop 2. Very nice. I paid a lot for that. Here, you'd be surprised how little I'm actually making on that break. Here's Mew, PSA 9, $50, and Radiant Heatran. There it is. That's the whole table. I think next time I'll show those off faster with less explanation. If $2 is not enough money for such a slow rotation. But you've seen it all now. You know it's for sale up on this table. Did you know you can also go to our Discord server? You know how to get to our Discord server? There's a link in the description. In our Discord server, we have 2 channels, Slabs for June and the featured channel, and you can see even more slabs for sale. When we rotate these off the table, I take a picture. The picture goes into Discord, and you can keep shopping even when I'm not live. All right, now I've done my spiel. Next up, we've got an order from, not Tammy, James Hatcher. Mr. James, for 2 Gem 2 and 1 Poke Shuffle. Hey, what's up, Mr. James? You must have sold the Hello Kitties or put them on eBay. I couldn't find them on Discord. No, actually, I have a ton of them. I just don't price them very often because I don't know. They're Hello Kitty, and I mostly do Pokemon. Would you like some Hello Kitties? All right, that time you got a cold Poke Shuffle, Mr. James. Yeah, I got the Hello Kitty still. Was there a particular one you remember wanting real bad? We can price one up for you. I'd be happy to sell you a Hello Kitty because I got plenty of Hello Kitty. So we got this one and this one. You tell me which one you're interested in, and we can look up a new price for it because some of those prices might be old. That's a BR. Kuromi. Little twin stars. What is that? That's an SP. So this one's a lot more rare than the rest. Here's a Hello Kitty and a drink with the cherry. Yeah, we got some Hello Kitties, man. You let me know. Oop. Now I got to fix this box. I got more than that, too, okay? Mr. James. I think it had a balloon in his hat. I know what you're talking about. Let's see if I have a second one. Because I graded more than one of those. Here's a My Melody, by the way. That one's sold, by the way. The one you're talking about, the balloon one, that's sold already. And here we are. We got another balloon one. So, yes, just like I said, multiple of those got graded. Do you remember the price? What was the price on it? Was it like 90? We got pristine 10 on that. All right, so we'll place that there. And now we're finally opening these Gem 2s. If we have pricey cards we need to ship home, do you offer the ability to insure the package? I've tried to add insurance from stamps, and it didn't work last time. But the guy who had me ship it, he got it nice and fine. We can do stuff like add signature to it. Maybe I should offer to insure it because I can't seem to get stamps to insure it. Maybe I'll try it again, though. Maybe they weren't allowing it for that particular package going to that particular street. I don't know. But we can try again if you'd like to try insurance. We are. I should offer insurance. No, because I don't really have a way to investigate if something goes wrong. Yeah, I don't know. There we go. All right, James. Self-insured. Most Pokemon cards are affordable enough that I can actually insure them myself if they were being shipped out. And then what I would do is I'd probably slap on, signature delivery. Maybe like ID signature delivery, and then bada bing, bada boom. There. Okay. Well, I meant through the shipper. Yes. Yes, of course. Well, I mean, if you insured with me rather than the shipper and the box was missing, I would just pay out just like a regular insurance company. So it's not like it's, in fact, it probably, the irony is that it's probably much better to get insurance through me because the shipper will do everything they can not to pay that insurance. And I'll just be like, I got you, bro. So that's the funny part. But yeah, I've thought about offering insurance. I've tried to do it through the shipper, but it doesn't let me set it up. I tried to do it for a guy who actually paid for insurance, and it wouldn't let me do it. So he and I decided we would just set it up to have signatures, and yeah, it worked. He got his cards, and everyone's good. All right, let's see. I can't remember, unfortunately. All right, how about 70? Does that sound good? I'll go with the lower price because I can't remember if it was 90 or 70. I'll go with 70. How does that sound? I got my fingernail clippers, man. I got a nail. There it is. All right. Here's Steven Gonzalez. He wants 2 Gem 2s. Mr. Steven, you got it. Steven Gonzalez. Geico Pokemon Insurance. All right. Tossing this. Good. Here's a Leafeon. Ooh. Okay. Here's Espeon. I mean, I can probably get it set up with insurance if I drove it out to the post office. I bet they would print it with insurance for me. Problem is, I don't want to drive all the way out to the post office. It's not worth my time to do that. Maybe I can make Alexis do it. Alexis. Here we are, Steven Gonzalez. All right. James Hatcher, $2 slab rotation. Thank you, James. And now, Mr. Hawk, rate my motorcycle. Now, how do I do that? How do I rate your motorcycle? Did you message me in Discord? Squid Pokemon did. Let me mark this on red. Can I get the YouTube member role? Huh. Interesting. It should hand it out automatically. Let's see, show and tell maybe? Maybe it's in show and tell. I don't see it in show and tell. Is it under cars maybe? Maybe it's under cars. We have a car channel. No, I don't see it there either. The chat message. The chat message. Okay, so maybe you mean in the actual app. This was what, CASHAPP? Let me go to CASHAPP real fast, okay? Give me a moment. Okay, I'm on my phone. And let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me click on this. It doesn't show me a picture. Payment, deposit. Yeah, it doesn't show me a picture. Weird. Search it on Google, and it'll show up on dealer page. I'm still lost. All right, you keep talking to me about that. You know, you could email it to me. You could send it to me on Instagram, or you can send it to me on Discord. So those are some other options, and I would be happy to rate your vehicle, okay? You just help me out, help me find it, and then I'll rate it. Here's Chris Abruzzo, $100 toward my fossil brake spot. All right, you got it, Mr. Chris? So, Mr. Chris, that was a smart move right there, because when that list fills up, whoever had the least amount of money on their booster pack would have it taken away. So we're over here on Slabaway, and Chris Abruzzo, you are now down to $400. There it is. Okay. And then after that, he says, let me extend my Slabaway. All right, so we're extending the other Slabaway. That is the Tyranitar Returns is now due December 25. Okay, so it runs till to December 25 now. Very nice. Now we have Joey Maycumber. Hey, it's Joey Maycumber. What's up, man? I feel like I haven't seen Joey Maycumber in a while. That is a delicious Tifa. In fact, that Tifa already was in Slabaway, and the person has had it repoed, and so now it's available again. There it is. Yes, Carddass. Carddass appears to be a series of cards printed by the Carddass company, by Bandai, and they have a lot of interesting vintage cards. This is the back of the card, by the way. It looks very good. Cool, right? Down there, Bandai, made in Japan. There it is. Good luck with that, Mr. Joey. Nice to see you again, by the way. I was wondering where you went. Wow, I got my first credit card just now. Feels so powerful. You got a credit card? Okay, so we're going to set you up over here. Joey Maycumber. We're going to say June 25. Joey Maycumber. PSA 10 Tifa vintage. $700. $680. So there you go. It's all yours. Oh wait, you sent 80, didn't you? You sent 80. You're starting out with 80. So we will now reduce it by 60, okay? So you should have $640 left. There you go. Thank you so much. Very good. Let's give out a spot in here, shall we? Here's Troy Malice. Hey, Mr. Troy. Troy Malice. And then number 2. Wald Beer. Haha, Wald Beer. And then number 3. Louis Lore. All right, we're 3 deep. Very good. Destined Rivals box break still going. Yes, sir. Here it is with 6 spots deep. We need 3 more people in there for $40 a spot. $40 a spot gives you a 1 in 9 odds for an entire box of Destined Rivals. When you make a purchase for a spot, you can request that it stays sealed if you prefer to have it shipped home to you. And if you do that, you can put it in your closet, not touch it, let it get old. Or you can open it on the table immediately and try for that Mewtwo. You know, if you pull that Mewtwo, you get a special role in our Discord server. So there's a lot of bragging rights associated with that. And now's the time to go after that card. It's a very nice card. All right. My new place is over 2,000 and the girlfriend moved away. I didn't want to live in Montana. I will just use the girlfriend money for that Tifa. Sounds like you got a story to tell. It sounds like you might have moved to Montana for her, and I would just use the girlfriend money for that Tifa. It sounds like you got a bad girlfriend, and now she's gone. She's out of the picture. And so because you're not spending your money on her, you got some extra spending cash. Is that right? How much is the Geos Noob Tube? I went through a really nasty breakup when I was, how old was I? 24? I went through a real nasty breakup when I was 24. So, you know, I feel you, man. If you went through a bad breakup, I hope you're feeling all right and just, you know, making your next smartest move. Always make your next smartest move, guys. Let's see. It didn't stop me from succeeding, I can tell you that. A bad breakup didn't stop me. James Hatcher says, for Hello Kitty, slab away. Unicorn, slab away. Unicorn, slab away as well. You want the unicorn, is that right? Let me look up that card real fast. James Hatcher wants the unicorn. Let me go find that. So, oh, here it is. So help me out. Are you taking both of these? Is that right? I stayed in expensive Washington law. Me and her are good, just different opinions on everything. Oh, good deal. Okay, I got you. She wanted you to move out of Washington, and you stayed in Washington. Yeah, that's smart. Here you are. Oh, I get it. She wanted to get you to leave Washington and move to Montana. I mean, all the stuff's in Washington. Montana's kind of underdeveloped. And they've got the same, you know, they're both Northern Territory kind of states. So it's like the reason to move to Montana is if you wanted to be pretty much alone. Montana's got some really beautiful homes and land. I've looked. But yeah, they're super, super sparsely. They're just like South Dakota and the other one, Wyoming. Yeah, so if you want to be by yourself, definitely move to one of those places. Chef says, yes, sir. All right, you're going to get both of these cards then. I'm going to go set that slab away up for you, Mr. James. And let me make sure I get your name right. All right, Mr. James Hatcher. You're going to be right after James Gower, okay? June 25. James Hatcher. BGS, 2 slabs, Hello Kitty. $170. $150. There it goes. So 150 remains. That's a nice Hello Kitty card. It's actually a BR, guys. You see that? Nice card. And let's go ahead and put this in a sleeve. I like the fresh air in Washington, and there's more money to be made here. Well, yeah, that's like what I was saying. All the opportunities in Washington, all the big companies, and there's so much more action over there just in general. So I can understand that. She should just go to Washington. That'd be the smarter move. She'd barely be, again, you're both in the north, so it would make a lot of sense for her to just travel right over to Washington. I bet she has like parents or something like that in Montana, right? You should, you know, if you still want her, just tell her you'll transport them too. They probably won't go. They'll be like, no way, bro. So, because it's never that easy, is it? It's never easy. It's always some difficult thing. Okay, Mr. James. Nice. 130 or 150 remains. It is, so to use slab away, it's a $20 fee. I tell you what, you're brand new. Are you brand new? Let's do a $10 fee since you're brand new. Does that sound cool? So we'll do a $10 fee for slab away. That means $30 goes directly toward the slab. And so let me edit that for you. So we'll say 140 remains. Boom. How does that sound? All right. And let me toss this up here. Cool. So as soon as that's paid off, that goes down into the shipping boxes, ready to be shipped out. But as for right now, it sits in the slab away boxes. See, that's how that works. I'll be back for sure. There's lots of potential girlfriends who already live in Washington. Yeah. King of the North. Oh, yeah, he's the king of the North. Here we are. Washington's another cool no-tax state. I can't remember why we didn't want to go there. I think it was just another situation where we were analyzing the water temperatures in the rivers, and it was like, that's pretty cold. And we already know the beach is unswimmable. It's too cold. Well, it's not 100% unswimmable, but it's not like reasonably swimmable. Here's Electabuzz. Here's Bulbasaur. We have this unique thing where we can move literally anywhere. There's nothing holding us down at all. We've already got our jobs. Our jobs come with us, so we can move to literally any state. And so we're trying to pick the ultimate state, and it's kind of tricky to do that. Yeah, she wanted a cheaper lifestyle living and didn't want to work a normal 60 hours. What? Get her lazy ass out of here. We are. I experienced something like that. Actually, it's funny you would say that, because I experienced something like that with that nasty breakup that I told you about. She was a girl who didn't like to work. And she had a job at a grocery store, and she couldn't do it. She just kind of gave up. She slowly got fired. And then she wouldn't get a job. She wouldn't apply for work. And then we had this horrible fight, like a memorable, horrible fight, where I blew up finally. I lost my temper. And I applied for her to all these jobs. She ended up getting a job at Walmart. And, after that, I think the relationship was pretty shot after that. Like, she was just so unhappy having to go to work. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? You just get a job and you go to work. Neither of us were rich. I was working Coca-Cola, okay? So Walmart was a fine job for us at that time period. And, it's, looking back on it, it's crazy times, man. It's so easy to actually just go find a different person rather than trying to take somebody who doesn't fit with you and try to make them fit with you. That's it in the end, It's like, I think at the time I was pretty angry about it all. And I'm older and wiser now. And, it's you come into this world with nothing and you leave with nothing. So there's whole time period in between where you just do stuff. Who cares? Because, again, you come in with nothing, you leave with nothing. When you pass away, you don't get to bring your Pokemon cards with you. So all the stuff you do in between, there's no reason to have a heart attack over it. And, if you find somebody who you think is attractive, but they have a very different personality or very different brain from you, just be like, go be attractive with someone else. And then go try to find somebody whose brain kind of fits you like a puzzle piece a bit more. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who can stand to be around you, or somebody who has similar motivations, similar, maybe anxieties or worry type or what. There's some patterns too. I was talking about that earlier. Like my siblings, I noticed they have patterns, personality differences. And you can find somebody who has a similar personality if you keep looking. Damn, mister, that just hit me hard. Thank you. I do 40 at my main gig, clean the gym 3 days a week, easy sweep mop for the free membership, and then fill in extra with handyman work until I get something that pays better. This is my grind. He's grinding. Who needs girlfriends when you can have pokies? All pokies go to heaven. All right. Joey Maycumber, slab away the Tifa card. Wait, we already did that one, didn't we? Oh, right, because we were looking back at... No, wait a second. He sent it twice. Joey, I think you sent it twice. Hold on, let me look into this. Let me make sure. I'm happy to take a little break from any other people in my life right now. I need to work, focus on myself. Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what I did when I had a big breakup. I exercised a lot, lost a little weight, and really just focused on the future. I ended up going to college, and, I was just working really hard, and that's where I met Karis. I met Karis in college, and she ended up being a way better girlfriend. There was this moment where she and I started dating, where I immediately knew she was a better pick. And it was this moment where I was joking, and then she took the joke and said something witty in return. I was like, she's way smarter. It was just really obvious right away because of the level of conversation she was able to have. And I was like, this is going to be so much easier. Well, Mr. Joey, you sent me a total of $160. I'm going to apply that unless you want me to refund it. Let's see. So Joey Maycumber is paying off a little more of this than he thought he was. So 640 minus 80 is what? 560, I think. 560. Boom. Wow, you're doing so well. Any man killing it, trying, still a turd, but a polished turd. What? Yes, apply it. Well, we're happy to have you back here, man. You would be surprised, Mr. Acuman, how many people here have gone through a divorce or are currently going through a divorce, or have had a breakup recently, or they've had like a bad part. It's like almost everybody, actually, is the craziest part. So there's a lot of people who have been through really bad relationships, and this is like the bar where you tell your barman your troubles. Literally, I mean, it literally works out that way. For years, it's worked out that way. So when you're like hanging out with your girlfriend and you just met or something, you giggle and you text each other all day long. But then when it finally blows up, you're like, all right, I got to see other people. So you meet a lot of people out here hanging out in the card shop. I'm basic and barely get it. What would you polish a turd with? Maybe a little bit of tire shine. Damn, mister, I wish I was smart and witty, but that's definitely not me. Yeah. I think, have you tried reading maybe? Maybe reading would help. God, reading sucks. Doesn't reading suck? When it comes to wittiness, the fastest way to get witty is to listen to witty people all day long. That's probably it. All right, here's click. Here's the empty queue. Woo! All right, empty queue it is. We have an empty queue, everyone. If you like very short lines, we have a very short line right now. We already serviced a 3-hour daytime stream. So our total stream time today is almost 6 hours now. And those daytime streams started out as a 1 hour mini thing where I just showed off what came in the mail and we took on 5 to 10 orders. That's a full-blown stream like the nighttime stream these days. The daytime stream was very heavy. And yet we've been decently busy in the nighttime as well. I mean, not quite as busy, but it's been pretty decent. Let's go ahead and price up a slab while we're at it. So we got all these slabs left to price, actually. It's not a small amount. We got plenty to price. Did I miss my order? It says good RNG. You had an order. What was the order for? Let's see. Let me hit refresh, make sure we're not missing anything. Today was great streams. Yeah, today's daytime stream was busy, man. She always gave me a tough time for investing in sealed product, and then what do you know? It's all doing so well. Yeah. Well, I guess that's a very good thing, actually. It's like a happy ending because you're not the only person who's gotten in trouble for buying cards. All right. Oh, here we go. We got some orders. All right, hold on. We got a Mr. Omar Batui, 3 gems. Sorry about that. All right. So, link to dealership. Oh, you're trying to post the link in the chat. Did you know YouTube blocks that? I can't actually see it. I apologize, Mr. Catnip. I can't see whatever you're pointing at. It's YouTube automatically filters that out, so no one can see it. You need to email it to me, or you need to do Discord, or you need to do Instagram. So, but if you try to do YouTube, YouTube will block it. I can't see whatever you posted. Okay, Mr. Omar, let's see if we get you a nice stamped card, or maybe a triple rarity full art or something cool like that. Let's see what happens. Hopefully the DR box break. Well, we're coming very close to Thursday. And what a final pack, man. Look at that. What? You can't just be pulling Umbreon, man. You can't just be pulling them. That's not right. I think I'm going to have to confiscate this one. There's a tax on Umbreons. Every 10th Umbreon we pull has to be confiscated. That's a fact. So I'm afraid it's your turn. He goes, cool. He's just like, yeah, that's good. I like how the keyboard doesn't really convey any feelings. He probably like, oh, good. What a snipe. Mister, your cases are killing you. These are good cases, don't you think? These are good cases. Well, we got more. We got 8 more cases of this product, too, by the way. So we got a lot of product. I took one look at Gem 2, and I said, we got to have tons of that because it's so nice looking. It's literally all evolutions. I mean, how do you go wrong with evolutions? So I say, give me like 1 million of those. Oh, snap. All right. By the way, if you need me to send that off to grade, let me know. Okay. What else we got? We got any other orders? Any other orders? No other orders. We have an empty queue. That doesn't mean the stream has to end here, guys. We can keep going for a good hour and a half. We can fill in another hour and a half if you guys want to keep it going. I'll go ahead and price up some more slabs, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We still got to give away that Zubat. And, yeah, if you place an order, I'll open it up. There we are. Karen's conviction. Poor Karen. She's so convicted. Much better to have no convictions. What's your Gmail? Yes, you can find my email at the top of the description. It's TheCardconomist@gmail.com. Pretty obvious. It's exactly my name at gmail.com. TCC. I sent a while ago, says Clued. You sent a while ago. Can you tell me the name of the order? Oh, wait, is this it? Martin Ramirez? You're not Martin, are you? It might just be arriving a little... Oh, there we go. We got a couple orders. Okay, so Martin Ramirez, 2 Gem Volume 2. It might be slight delays on the orders right now. Okay. Poor Karen. She's never going to get priced up. Even if you don't pull the AR in these gem sets, there's literally so many other great pulls in this set. It's really crazy. There's Master Ball Umbreon, Sparkling Umbreon, Stamped Umbreon, 2 different Stamped Umbreons to go after. And then there's like the full arts like Penny, right? Yeah. Okay. Tammy. Okay. Tossing this over here. Ow. And make sure to check if you're behind your stream. If I'm behind my stream, rolling this out. Sylvian IR is awesome. I feel like there used to be a snipe emoji. There was a Pikachu with a gun. You know, I don't think that Mike's side has done the emojis in a really long time. I wonder if I can just edit 1 or 2 of them to, just rotate it real fast. What's up, Mr. DAAA Farms? That's how you say his name, is DAAA. All right, what do we got? We've got Eevee. Ooh. By the way, if you're watching this and you're brand new tonight, I would really appreciate it if you could smash that subscribe button. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. I'm not kidding. You can tell me that you did, and then I'd say, wow, I really appreciate that. Here's Martin Ramirez. Look at this, Martin. We're trying to hit that 100,000 subscriber count, and we are getting so close, like literally so close. Here it is, MA. So did you already have a bag? I think you did, right? I want that Gengar Pout back. Gengar Pout, huh? I should just give you access. What do you think? Tammy, you want access to the emojis? Here's Martin Ramirez. Ta-da! Rawr! There you go. Tammy, you spend a lot of time in the chat. I bet you'd actually enjoy being able to edit the emojis. That was Mr. Martin. Joey Maycumber, 2 prismatics. Oh, God, please pull an Umbreon right now. That would be insane, dude. I will put in Gengar Pout. There we go. So in order to give you access to my YouTube channel, you would need to send me your email. I would need to have your email. Actually, I probably have your email from PayPal, but you would probably want me to use your preferred email. And what would happen is we would look for an option that lets you edit the emojis. You probably already have it. So would you say that email associated with PayPal is a good one? Oh, not bad. All right. Screamtail in pack number 1, Umbreon EX in pack number 2. That's really not bad because you basically make your money back with these 2 pulls, I think. Could be way worse. I've seen really bad pulls. Surprisingly hard to pull this guy. There's all of the evolutions, and he's just one of them, and so that's a surprisingly good pull. There we go. He got Umbreon, just the wrong one. Which is least used, though? That's my personal email. Okay, the PayPal email. All right, so that's Joey Maycumber, and okay, this is the fun part, Joey. I got to try and remember if you had a bag and where it was. I remember thinking, where did Joey go? Here's Caleb Ibarra, Elizabeth, Moody Joe, Joey Maycumber. Ta-da! All right, how about that? Okay, you had some stuff, nothing crazy. Oh, there you go. You got a little hit right. Okay, so we're going to pop this back in this bag, and you are back from the dead. 6.25. Okay, lovely. Ta-da! So she was kind of talking poo-poo on your Pokemon cards, huh? You just got to show her this, man. Look at this card. That's Charizard Gold Star. I bought him for $22,000. He just sold for $40,000. Just sold for $40,000. Show her that one, man. It's crazy how much Pokemon cards have gone up. That was one of my biggest Pokemon card purchases ever. The Gold Star Zard. I said, I really want a Gold Star Zard because he looks pretty sick. He's got that nice shiny look to him. Let me check sold. I think I'm listening to that Squid song soundtrack. There it is, look. Sold June 1st, $40,000. Was 22, now 40. That was a Z, yeah, that was a Z and G Emporium listing. So this guy will tell us if it wasn't paid for. ZNG Emporium, he'll actually tell us if it wasn't paid for. I bet you I can go to his Instagram right now and he'll have made a post about it. Let's see. Give me a second. How do I get to his, you know, I'm pretty much a boomer with these things. Here it is. And then we want to go to his account. Ah, there we go. Here it is. Look, ZNG Emporium paid $40,000. So he's confirming he got the money. Confirmed paid. There it is, guys. 40,000. You could argue that the price on this card is around 40,000 now. That is a very lucky day for me. And it reflects what's generally happened with all Pokemon cards. Like, obviously, I'm happy that this card is doing well because for a long time he wasn't. But I already had cases of Evolving Skies that had gone from like $140 a box to like almost $2,000 a box. So I was already doing well. And it's just getting better. I don't know. It just gets better and better, it seems. A ton of cards 2 to 3 times in the last 2 to 3 months. Yeah, well, since January, really. It started when it actually started around Greninja. Okay, Greninja. And then Paldean Magikarp. And then Surging Sparks Pikachu. And then it exploded with the Terra Festival. It really exploded. And then after Terra Festival, it exploded with Prismatic. And then we had Battle Partners, Heat Wave. And then it exploded again as everyone was getting ready for Rocket. And then Rocket came out. It was kind of like, oh, that sucks. And now we're seeing that ripple into Vintage as well, I think. You know, I think Vintage was already rising anyways. But, man, that's really, really impressive. How much did he pay eBay, though? Well, he gets a special low rate on eBay. Did you know that? eBay allows him to get an especially low eBay fee because he does huge volume of sales. All right, so next up we have an order from Chris Abruzzo, 2 Destined Rivals. You got it. All right, 2 of these. By the way, for the price of 4 Destined Rival packs, you can have a 1 in 9 odds to pull the entire box. Did you think of it that way? These cost about the same as 1 spot in here. Pretty interesting. Here goes. Chris Abruzzo. Oh, you only ordered 2. Surging Sparks ignited it. Well, it was already kind of going up. There was this crazy thing going on where you saw the Twilight Greninja kept jumping. And then everyone else started to notice. They're like, have you been watching Paldean Magikarp? That guy's $500 now. We're like, what the fuck? And then he was $600. And it was like $600 for a Chase Pokemon card. That was as good as an SV49 Charizard back in the day because he would go for like $6. Whoa, what the hell? Are these special at all? No. Oh, look at that. Picking up the Blaziken. That's a good pull, man. Look at that, Chris. Very nice, man. Congratulations. Oh, and you need the Zera Aura as well. So anyways, yeah, people started noticing that Magikarp was building up to 1,000. And then the Crown Pikachu came out, and he was just at this bizarre price to open up Surging Sparks. It was like $10 a pack, $11 a pack. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? What happened? I mean, I knew it was a cool set because we had already opened it with Electric Breaker or whatever it was called. And that sold pretty well. But I didn't think of it much more beyond that. I didn't think it was going to do what it really did. Mr. Chris. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good lately. That was a lot of money that could have gone into the stock market. For $22,000 that could have been sitting in a stock for the last 3 years, earning interest, earning dividends, or it could have been put into my home, and I could have reduced my home mortgage that I pay 6.9% interest on. I could have done all that with that money. But instead it doubled, but it doubled later. And it's only in theory that it doubled. I actually have to sell it to double that money. So I have to put mine up for sale, and it also has to sell, and it might not do that. It might sit there for a long time. So it's just in theory still. So I stay realistic about it all, but I don't want to sell anyways. I just want to keep holding. New bag? Chris Abruzzo, new bag? Might be a new bag. Vintage is better than modern. Well, I always felt that way. I always felt that the vintage was better than modern. I think we're getting you a new bag. All right. I have a box, says Chris. Oh! Okay. Let's see. Chris Abruzzo, he thinks he's so clever. I've got a box. The Greninja had tons of coordinated buyouts. Maybe. I don't know if that was it. I mean, there was the whole theory that people were buying out the ARs and all that, pumping the arrows. Okay, good. But, you know, there's a point where you can't confirm, like, certain rumors. Aha! We're taking a look at the Harley. Let's take a quick look at it. You still here, Mr. Catnip? So here it is. 2020 Harley Davidson Softail Slim. It sure looks like a motorcycle. So is this yours? You've already bought it? Or is it yours? You're going to buy it? Engine. Let's see the engine. Milwaukee 8. What's the horsepower? Does it say? It's a 4.4 inch stroke. Powertrain. Chat. Motorcycles are super popular where I live. I live in Lake of the Ozarks, and we get these gigantic, like, festivals for motorcycles on our main street, and then, like, a couple hundred of them show up at a time. It's shocking. They line the street on both sides, and then they fill the center of the road with motorcycles. And when you go walking on the main street, there's all these motorcycle shops for, like, leather and all this crap, and it smells so good to go shopping in there. But the motorcycle, you know, the outfits are all like $300 and stuff. And it's all, it's a big deal out here. It's a motorcycle festival, a major motorcycle festival they do every year. And even when they're not doing the motorcycle festival, there's just people going back and forth on their motorcycle in that area. All right. Very cool, man. I like it. Next up, we got Steven Gonzalez. $60 for a box of Gem 2. Mr. Steven, let's get it. Uncle Mike, for real, that card is worth nothing now. Oh, the drowsy, right? There we are. Ta-da! Okay. Tossing that. Ow. Here comes. Ta-da! Gem Pokemon. How's the nighttime stream going? Real good. We're selling a ton of these gem packs, Luke. These are super popular. $4 per pack. $60 if you want a whole box. That's cheaper than most Pokemon sets, and yet it contains some of the most popular Pokemon in the hobby right here. Wonderful set. Everyone who is a Pokemon card collector should open at least one box. Get it out of the way, open a box, and see if you get lucky. There's a lot more to pull than just the ARs. Each pack comes with a whole round of holos, and those holos look very sharp. They also look like they're going to grade 10. But you might get extremely lucky and pull an AR or pull a triple star rarity card. So let's see. So check that. So look at that. That's like a reverse holo, and that's a Master Ball Eevee. So, you know, just hold this. Don't sell it no matter what. Don't sell it. People are obviously going to grade a bunch of these, and for a while the price will be cheap. You know, so the market will get flooded with tens of these cards, and they'll probably cost $30 to $40 a card for a while. And then one day, people will run out of them, and the prices will rise. And then they'll have to open more product and have to grade them all over again. But this time, there's not going to be much of this product to open. This is a kind of product that seems like it has a good ability to go up in value. This is supposed to be a triple rare starty. I don't think I agree with the rarity on these. I may have scored a Trump refractor. What? Here's Sleeveon. Bike at 18, though. You're getting a bike at 18? That's what my brother did. Don't get yourself in trouble. You'll be tempted. You'll be tempted. I mean, you get on the bike and you go, oh, I can just kind of go pretty fast. I can swivel between these cars. Who cares? Don't get yourself in trouble. Here's Sylveon. Ooh, yeah. He got in big trouble, but he was in the army, so he kind of got out of it. I think they just kind of said, oh, he had like a court hearing for that because he tried to evade a cop on a motorcycle. But he was in the army, and now he works at Boeing. It's so funny. Here it is. Here's Vaporeon. Birthday's the 6th, huh? You're turning 18 on the 6th? Is that what you're saying? Here's Sleeveon. There we go. Here's Glaceon. Ooh. Bikes can be pretty economical, surprisingly. If you live in a place with good weather and safe roads, motorcycles are impressive because they get extremely good fuel economy. They get really good miles per gallon. However, if you crash, some of the possible worst injuries occur coming off of a motorcycle, including death. You just die. No injury, you just die. So be real careful, okay? When you're collecting Pokemon cards in the future. Oh, you're turning 19, of course. Here we are. Cool, man. I remember 19. I remember turning 18. I turned a year old 2 hours ago. What? Happy birthday to you. I think I'm going to try and get a new Z7 Vet once they get down to 80K. Bikes were always too scary for me. Yeah, one of the main reasons I never got a bicycle is in general, I think of all driving as a very high-risk activity. You know what made me think that? General Patton died in a car accident. And I thought to myself, here's this guy, he's super smart, he's super tough, he's a general, you can't defeat him, he's going to win the war, and then you're going to die in a stupid little car crash. How crazy is that, you know? And so I never forget this, all the rich, powerful people who just die in car crashes. It's like the great equalizer, you know, or falling out of a helicopter or something, but not everyone even does helicopters. But no, car crashes, we all do driving. And then the 1 year, I watched all the gore videos on car crashes, right? Because I ran into a bad website, and I was morbidly curious. And after that, I was like, I'm done. I already didn't like driving enormously. And after that website, I was like, all right, we're not ever crashing, not even one time. It's just not going to happen. And so for me, I just I stay off the road as much as I can. I drive as little as I can. I stay home. I'm like a hermit. Patton was killed by the CIA. Maybe. All right, Steven Gonzalez. Well, we got your box open for you, Mr. Steven. You got some cool cards here. Like, look at this stamp, guys. This is beautiful. Pokemon. You got Master. Even if you don't get stamps, you get these Master Balls. Here's a stamped Eevee. Look at this. That's nice, too. So if you notice, there's this type of reverse holo, and then there's the other type, which we didn't get in this pack. Oh, yeah. So there's two types of reverse holos, but this one's like the Sparkly Star one, and then there's kind of like a Windmill reverse holo. There's a Leafeon stamp. Lots of cool cards in this set. I drive 1K miles a week. My ticket could get called any day now. Oh, no. Be careful. Well, I used to drive a lot for Coca-Cola. I drove all over for Coca-Cola. Some months, I had to drive an hour and a half just to get to my first destination. And I never forgot this. GPSs were still kind of newish at the time. You know, you got one of those big, chunky, blocky things, and it would talk to you instead of using your cell phone. And I never forgot this. Over many hours of driving, I learned that all the aggressive driving barely gives you back like 5 minutes even on your drive. So speeding down a narrow road, weaving, all that crap doesn't really work. Doesn't really get you there faster. And I proved it to myself over and over again. Mr. Steven, let's put this into your bag. Yep, driving professionally as a job, having to drive to work, long distances, taught me a lot about all of the scary things you see people doing, like trying to accelerate real heavy downhill or uphill, really. People who try to get in front of trucks really rapidly, or they're just like weaving, dodging. None of that really gets you to your destination very fast. Here it is. Right, pointless. All right, so, and I could test that because I could see the outcomes. I could actually test how much time was added. Because the goal for me, I was on this time schedule for Coca-Cola to get from store to store, right? And so the faster I could get to the store, the better. And so I would use tricks to try to get there faster. And I learned in the long run, oh my God, I can drive as aggressively as I want. And the only thing that really takes a lot of time off the drive is whether or not I hit the lights, whether or not I got the red light or the green light, so what that tells you is if you can get under a red light before it turns red, if you can, it's yellow and you speed up and you get under it, that really will shave a lot of time off of your drive. All the speeding and the weaving, that doesn't do it. Okay, so next up we got Abraham. What's up, man? He says, spot in the rocket booster box. Ooh, it's getting closer. Ego, anger, and thousands of pounds don't mix. Oh, yeah, man. People are crazy, dude. They straight up drive with their feelings. When I drive like the whole thing's just a plan, and you're just executing the plan, and there's zero emotions. You just, like it's almost like coding, you know what I mean? Like you just do things exactly the way it's supposed to be done. 60 miles an hour here, maybe we'll go 65. That's it. Not a mile over, not a mile under. And that's it, you just, okay, we're going to do fast lane only or slow lane, whatever. It's just this really laid out plan when I drive. And I just think of it like a plan the entire time. Here does Abraham. It's very analytical. I think there's guys who get in their car and their brains are not, they're just like with their emotions on the cuff of their sleeve or something like that. They're really in the moment. They're in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I think some guys are really in the moment when they drive. And I don't like being around those guys. They scare the crap out of me. It's like, man, you're going to crash both of us with your stupidity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what's up with the headlights, man? Have you guys noticed the headlights are insane these days? Headlights are insane. Headlights are so freaking bright now. Holy cow, dude. You get blind driving at night. Here we are. Ooh. Very nice. I kid you not, back when we drove the red car, the little red Ford Fiesta, I had a pair of, and I'm not making this up at all, this is a factual story. I had nighttime sunglasses. It's nighttime, and I would wear a pair of sunglasses to deal with the brights from trucks, whether it's reflecting off of my mirror or my side mirrors or just from oncoming traffic. I had to wear sunglasses to deal with all the lifted SUVs and trucks with their new LED super lights. It's wrong, dude. It's like actually really wrong. Someone please finish it. It's so close, guys. 2 spots left in the rocket box break. Are they those yellow glasses? No, just standard sunglasses. Like you'd put them on and the whole nighttime got darker, so it was harder to see everything. But you wore them, and then you could actually see the road instead of being blinded by all the cars out there. And so we've got an SUV now, and it's not as big of a problem because we're taller. We're off the ground. So we're kind of at the same level as the other SUVs and the trucks. But I still dwell on that and how incredibly dangerous that seemed to basically be punished for not owning a truck or an SUV because you're going to be blinded by them. Andrew A. Martin, 1 spot in the DR box break and 40 undecided. Oh, very interesting. Trying to decide what to do with it. Everyone flashes the brights at me like I'm an asshole, but my brights are never on. Oh, that's so interesting. Well, I think that's part of the problem out here in Lake of the Ozarks is it's countryside living, and so there are very few street lights at all. And so there are a lot of elderly people out here as well, retired people who live in their lake house, and they do just drive with the brights on. Like we weren't sure at first. We thought maybe it was just the new bright LEDs. And then we'd catch them turning it off, and it was like, oh my God, dude, you're just blinding us with your brights. This should be illegal. There should be like some kind of way to report it, or there should be some repercussion if you're a guy driving with your brights into traffic at night. That can't just be allowed. It's actually really dangerous. And I'm not just complaining. I'm sure. I'm super confident that is very dangerous. I mean, again, I was just driving with freaking. Here's how I would do it. You ready? So I'd have my sunglasses, and they would sit on top of my head. And if I could detect other cars coming, I'd put the sunglasses on. And that's how I did it. And that's how we would drive at night out here because it got so freaking bad, dude. You got these elderly people, they're retired, and they just drive with their brights on because it helps them see at night because there's no street lights out here. And they just don't remember that they got them on. I assume they forget. Your lights might need realignment. That's funny till someone gets hurt. All right, here we are. So this is up to 8. 1 spot left. There we go. Very nice. But anyways, so now we don't have that much of a problem. I don't wear sunglasses at night anymore. Here you go, Andrew. Going over here. I don't wear sunglasses at night anymore because My car is taller, and so I don't get blinded by the trucks and the SUVs quite as much. You still get flashed on a hill. And if somebody is doing their brights again, it's the same problem. We are. All right. New bag for order. Sounds good. Let's see. So we have Mr. Hey, it's Mr. Why am I struggling to remember your name? Javin, who is Zen. Haha, you're Zen. It's hard to connect the names, you know. It's hard to do that. There's so many names to remember. Mr. Zen. All right. So, and there he is, Mr. Zen, Pokeblessed. All right. Whoa, dude. He made a big order. 4 waifu shuffles and the rest for slab away. You got it. 4 waifu shuffles. Let's get that big snipe out. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can see from all the bright lights. That's right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So he's ordered 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's a lot. It's a big movement. And it's a purely cold round. Ah! I'm sorry, dude. I am so sorry. Unlucky. There we go. As you guys know, the Waifu Shuffle right now contains a pretty enviable card. It contains a lot of cards at all times. Like, look, there's all these in here. Some of them good, some of them maybe not as good. There's a broad variety, although I'm thinking about sticking toward a certain profile of cards. Like, for example, this Gita. I'm questioning if Gita should have just been up on the table and not in the box, because I don't know if people get excited to pull Gita. I don't think they do. Or this Lacy 9. I feel like, you know, maybe the box can just be a premium box and nothing like this goes in it. But I know people are interested in this signature and this signature. We got these 2 signatures in here. This is a $300 signature. So it had 15 spots placed in the box, 14 cold ones. And this too, this is a $200 signature, right? Apparently at the time. So we got 3 full signatures in the box now. Good stuff. That's in the Waifu Shuffle. It works just like the Poke Shuffle. Oh, yeah, we added this too. I can't believe it was so expensive. It was from 2019, though. I mean, a lot of those sort of like lewd cards from the past are going for a lot of money these days. So that one's pretty damn expensive. It's more expensive than the Frieren signature. There we have it. Okay, so 4 Waifu Shuffles is 80, right? So 540 minus 80. What is that? 460 minus 80, 460. Let's go take a look at that slab away, Mr. Zen. Where are we? Here it is. So we're going to take that minus 2910. You have $2,450 remaining. Boom. All right, updated. Nice, dude. All right. You win all those or one random. Oh, just one at a time. You don't pull all of them at the same time, no. Yeah, just one at a time. One by one. Yeah, one by one. Although if you do what he did and you buy like 4 cards at a time, you do have a chance of pulling multiples at a time, because you know how we do that shuffle? Sometimes all the hits get bunched together. And so, you know, if you get really, really lucky, you might grab a bunch of them at the same time. What do we have here? We've got, this Hound Dower. You think this Hound Dower is gone up in price every time? He was last priced in April. Let's see what he's going for now. That is a lovely vintage slab. All right, give me a minute. $10, Hound Dower, Sky Ridge. He's still a little bit cheaper, so I think this is the price I pretty much have to sell him at, or else I'm not interested in selling him. I'm interested in holding longer. I'll put him up here anyways. Okay. And this is Iona, isn't it? Yeah, lots of Ionas. Got all those BGS Ionas. They make me mad. Freaking BGS, bro. BGS did me dirty, man. They said, oh, you want to grade all these Japanese perfect-looking cards? They're all 9.5. I'd love to know exactly what they found. Oops, did I knock this camera down? Sorry about that. What else do we have here? So we've got a couple other cards. Here's a Divine Departure card. Here's a Slow Poke, and here's a Topps Geodude. Now, those prices, again, are outdated. We got to look those up. Let me just see the queue real fast, see if there's anything going on in the queue. Oh, right, we have Mr. John Paul, who says he'd like 60 Korean Nikke and $40 Sabaway Scizor. Okay, so let me just place these to the side for the moment. Okay. All right, Mr. John Paul Geraldo. A box of the Nikke Korean. We'll start there. All right, look at that. Doesn't it say on the card? Dark Houndoom, Sandy Slash, Roronoa Zoro, and Musha Nu Gundam. Ooh. Whoops. Come on now. That was annoying. Didn't get the sneep I was looking for. That's what I'm looking for. There it is. New bag. All the Ionos don't have subgrades. Yeah, I went with the cheap grading on them. 9.5s though, that's brutal. I wonder what they found. You know, I sent those into like PSA and tag, and they easily graded 10. BGS is tough as nails, man. That's why if you guys ever see a BGS pristine 10, you need to know that that's very hard to get. Still the hardest grader in the hobby is BGS. And anytime you see Black Label, there is a very good reason those Black Labels go for like 8 times the PSA 10 price. It's really impressive, actually, that Black Labels have maintained that that gap with the PSA 10, that disparity. There. Beckett has the basic grading info on it. Snipping this, sneep. And snipping this. I'm late on sending out the PSA submission. It's really hard to get that done in just one weekend. I basically have to give up the entire day to get it done. There you go. After this stream's done, I got some special shipping I got to get done. Got some shipping that can't wait anymore. Boobs. Boobs and fireworks. What? All right. She got like a fishing hook here. That looks really dangerous. Okay. By the way, this is a box of Nikke Volume 3, printed by a company whose name I just snipped off. This will have artworks in it that you do not see with the Weiss Nikke set. So we got Weiss Nikke, but we've got this other brand too, and they get different artworks, like this artwork right here. And what's cool about this set, for those of you who've never opened it before, so we're doing $60 a box, and it comes with a guaranteed signature. So each box is one signature. And so I guess it kind of becomes, you know, getting the signature that everyone wants, right? But the box will also contain some other nice cards, too. It contains, I think, like 2 full art, and then a whole, like this is a full art. You ready? Oh, no, wait, this is a signature right here. Okay, you got the signature right at the beginning of the box. Look at that. The red-haired girl. Very nice. So that is what I'm talking about, everyone. He gets a signature in his box. If you're really lucky, the box could have 2 signatures. We've seen that before. Oh. Here we are. I would always get it because that's what makes it cool. Here's this girl with her booty cheeks showing and her, whatever those are those called tights? Leggings? Just sent for the last spot in the Rocket Booster Box break. If I don't get it, save it as store credit. Nice. All right, cool. So we will get that box broken. We're breaking a box of Destined Rivals, everybody. Booty cheeks. That's exciting. Now, after Destined Rivals is over, would you guys like me to host a different break? We could do a break for maybe like 10 boxes of the Gem 2, or we could host a break for Prismatic SPC. I have a restock on the SPCs. Or we could just keep hammering at the... is this a butt? I can't tell. It looks like a butt. We could just keep hammering at the Destined Rivals. But I don't know. This time around, I feel like it's slowed down a bit. So I feel like maybe people are ready for a different one to go up there. Prismatic SPC. Sounds good. All right. Here we are. Very nice. Here's blue-haired girl. What is this face she's making? Here's this. Boobies McGee. Bunny Girl. All right. Need me an Umby. What? Yeah, the prismatic SPCs are a lot of fun. Although I gotta admit, I don't like having to ship the stuff, but I guess Alexis does that. Yo! There we go. Where do you get a girlfriend like this with the, what is she wearing, dude? She got like the angry whip. All right. She's not messing around. Pirate Mommy. Oh my God. Okay. Here's Goopy Girl. That's her name, is Goopy. Tights Girl, Leggings Girl. Bunny Bread. BDSM attire. It's basically BDSM attire. I have to agree with that. Yeah, a lot of this is kind of BDSM, isn't it? Like, that looks like BDSM. All right. Oh, whoa! Double Siggies. All right. You got it, man. You got it. And now, you're also taking on the Scizor, huh? That's cool. He's a big one, but he's Pop 1. He's from the yellow deck. Not the yellow deck, the gold deck. I would bet his population does go up, but I bet you it doesn't even break 10 for a while. Let's see. I have a feeling that one's hard to grade. We are. Like a major reason you never really see the gold decks for sale. And when you do, they're incredibly expensive. Then you actually have to pull him, and then he also has to grade 10. So that appears to just be a really rare card. All right. Mr. John. Wow, nice. New bag. Let's go ahead and pop this in here like this. Okay. Mr. John, Mr. John. I think we are listening to all the Squid music. What is this? Video game bangers. I don't think that those are video game bangers. I gotta find some new music. You guys should help me. God, that was so crappy, that music. You guys should help me locate some new music. Ugh. It's all the same Nintendo classics. Sounds sped up accidentally. No, it's not accidentally. It really is just sped up. I like the music sped up. Okay, so we have tops because I'm a psychopath. Oop. I think if the music's too slow, it like makes me angry. It's kind of, when I say it out loud, it sounds really stupid. I get annoyed. Like, this music's too slow. Wow, so there's one of these Geodudes for sale online for $285. Doll hairs. I don't know. I mean, I've got mine for $120. That's a way better price. Let me check sold. Yeah, I'm going to stick to $120. There's one for sale on eBay for $285 for this card, but I'm going to stick to $120. Updated. Here's the One Piece Divine Departure. When will the tag submission go out? I'm trying to think the order. I think tag submission might be like a week or 2 weeks away. Divine Departure. I could probably try to get them all done in 1 week, though, technically. Okay, let's go with buy it now. And what do we have? We have the Japanese version. All right, so this should actually now be $70. Cool. Well, if it's going to be $70, that means it's got to be $69. My slab away, TCC. Yes, we're going to do that in a minute. First, we're pricing up these 3 slabs. I haven't forgotten. Just wanted to do some slab work. Here we are. We got to get you that Scizor. Here it is. And Slowpoke. I think he's gone up or down over time. This is a really nice vintage card, and it's a Japanese promo. Trainers Magazine. There it is. And we want to choose buy now. So the cheapest one is like $243, and it's from Australia, mate. Ugh. That's really far away from here. You waste a poop ton of plastic with those sleeves. I don't like it any more than you do. Here it is. I'm not a fan. Okay, so even though this guy didn't sell, doesn't really matter. He went up. Now, back over here to help you out with that slabby way. Where is he? Was he in this one? Which row was our friend? How about this row? Ah, there he is. All right. You waste a poop ton of plastic, then quit using stickers or using rubbing alcohol to change the price. Let me go grab this. Ooh, rubbing alcohol. That sounds awful, dude. I'm going to use smoke signals. Those are all natural. June 25, JPH. No, I had to use your real name. Scissor Poker. And this was priced at $2.90. And you sent $40. So now it's $2.70. There goes. But plastic in our brains isn't. If I could just get a little more plastic, I think I'm almost there. Oh, yeah, that's some good plastic. There it is. All right. Well, you've never done a little plastic? Don't be lame, bro. All the cool kids are doing it. Pokey, you eat the sleeves? All right, let's jump over here. Here's Abraham G. Rios. Spot the Rocket Box Booster Break. Holy cow, dude. All right, guys, that's it. The Rocket Box Booster Break is done. Don ever spend more money for Ultra Peelable? All right. Here we are. Let's go ahead and type in Mr. Abraham Rios. There we go. Very good. Oops. All right, how nice is that? Let's get this box set up. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all 9 spots. Lovely. Here's the box. Mister, by any chance, do you still have the Dialga Palkia EX? I do have those, and you have to wonder if those have gotten even more expensive over time. We are. All right. Boom. Melted plastic makes Deoxys. Jesus. It turns Deoxys into Jesus? I don't understand. So, let's see. We got 1, 2. We got all these. Let's go ahead and get the booster packs. Give me a moment. Grabbing this. And 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Very nice. Well, I'm not sniffing melted plastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Lovely. Okay. Here goes. Is Tammy still watching? They use it to assassinate people. You're sounding like a Russian spy now. I think this guy's a Russian spy. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Silver Dialga is my favorite card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very nice. Yeah, again, I think it would be nice if we could find alternatives to plastic. I actually agree with you. So here's 9 of these. Let's get them shuffled up. How much you bought the Palkia for? And a copy of the Dialga recently sold? Oh, really? You know what's crazy? People have offered me a lot of money for the Lugia from the same time period. I was mentioning this in the other stream. I had like 3 people reach out to me about the Lugia. And I was like, how did you even know I had a Lugia? Because I was wondering if maybe somebody was talking about it or if I made like a post or something, or like Mike's side made a post. He's like, I just assumed you had it. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, you got all the cards. We are. But I don't really. I just happen to have that one. Bought that one a long time ago, I think for like 2.7 thousand. Microplastics have been found in people's organs, and they've officially found them in every place on Earth. Yeah, it's a bad thing, man. I assume it's not what we want. You got all these young people getting like early cancer and stuff. It's not good. All right, give me a number. They provided that birth defects, including cerebral palsy and autism, have gone up from 3,000 to 130. Jesus, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay, ready? So don't live next to a plastics factory. Did I mix these up? These go in the middle. There it goes. Aha, found it. All right, good. Here's Abraham G. Rios. Here's Austin. I can't say his last name. Ta-da! Here's Raul Mendoza. Sorry, Mr. Raul. What is his face, dude? Here's Chris Abruzzo. Sorry, Chris. Here's Andrew A. Martin. Sorry, Mr. Andrew. Abraham. Sorry, Abraham. Jack. Mr. Jack. Ooh, we're getting to the end here. James Hatcher. Sorry, James. Carlos Sueva? Woo! All right, Mr. Carlos Sueva. He doesn't have instructions on what to do with the box, so you would assume we should open it maybe, but I think we should we actually open it? I actually don't know. I would hate to open it if he wants to keep it sealed, but he didn't tell me to keep it sealed. But then I think Carlos might be kind of new, so he might not have known that you have to tell me before I put your card into the bag. You know what I'm saying? All right. Sorry to everyone else who might have missed. Set this over here. Oops. Probably wait for him to be here. I think that's the smarter move. What do you guys think? You think that's the smarter move? Let's see. Grab this. All right. So I'm going to set you guys over here. There's so much regulation. There's little you can do with stems, even other trash. It's an important subject. I think it's a very important subject. You know, all the trash. Like when we open up Yu-Gi-Oh! Ghost from the Past, I don't like how much trash we generate from that one product. It's really enormous. And I'm willing to bet that this isn't pure cardboard. There's probably all kinds of toxic chemicals in here. But to be clear, the cough has mostly gone away. Have you noticed that? When's the last time you heard me coughing? And so I'm pretty sure the coughing was actually just the cats. I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to cat urine. And I was breathing the ammonia, and it was giving me, like, asthma or something. Ta-da! Okay, I say open it, but I'm evil. There you go. Did you get rid of that nasty-ass rug? No, you'll notice I'm not coughing at all, Mr. Poke My Balls. You'll notice I'm not coughing. And what we did is we got rid of our cats, actually. And the cough is gone. Oh, magic. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are back. Mr. Carlos has got the box. Let's grab this. All right, lovely. Ammonia isn't pleasant to anyone's lungs. True. You know, here's what would happen. You'd have our house is a decent sized home, and one of the stupid cats would go into a corner and pee, and then I didn't want to clean it. It was my wife's job to clean it. That's the agreement. She gets to have cats, but she also has to clean up after the cats. That's the agreement. She just wasn't cleaning it, and then, you know, it would smell a little funny. It would be like, man, it smells a little funny in here. And then I start coughing my lungs out, and then the cat pee gets cleaned. Cough mysteriously vanishes. What do you think it is? Well, it's stupid cat pee. So I said the cats are gone. I said I'm not doing that. I'm not going to find out when I get lung cancer or whatever cancer, lung disease from being exposed to cat ammonia. So I said the cats are out. That sucks. They make a feline hormone plug-in. Mister, the Dialga recently sold for 4.5 CAD, which is about 3.3 USD. The Dialga sold for 3.3. That's far below what I would be interested in selling it for. But, you know, that's great for whoever bought it. You know, I think that's actually a pretty good price, because didn't the Palkia go for 4.5 or something like that? I swear the Palkia went for like 4.5. Let me look it up. Actually, I should be able to look this up. Palkia. The Palkia was 3.5. Let's see what the Dialga. You know, when people are looking to buy cards from me, it is super common to go with the last sold price because it would be so nice if you could just get the card for the previous price. But I think what you would need to show me to get me to match it is one for sale at that price. So I see one for sale at 7.5. Now, if one sold for 3.5, that's not a surprise because I would probably buy it at that price. I mean, that's pretty good. I just didn't know it was available. Okay, yeah, there's one from Canada. It was a buy it now, and it looks like it's sold. And I think that 3.5 is really not a bad price for it. It's probably, I think it's a little lower than what I would have sold it for. I think I would have tried to sell it for around 4.5, but it looks like that was their original price, was around 4.5, and they just accepted an offer. Maybe they felt motivated to sell it. Then there's one on the market for 7.5. Maybe that's a bit too high. But, with that Gold Star Zard selling recently, I think people are going to be looking at that vintage market thinking, hey, man, vintage is pretty good right now, and wondering what other exceptionally rare cards are potentially underpriced right now. So for me, I'm just as happy to hold on to the Dialga. I have a Palkia that goes with it. And where is that, by the way? Where do I store those? I don't even know where I store those anymore. It's in this pile. I store those somewhere. Man, I gotta sell some of these cards sometime. I swear, I had them in these boxes over here. Here's a different Dialga. Oh man, that one guy kept asking if I have level X cards. Here's a Cloyster. I sometimes do not even know what I have, is the truth. Because it's too much. There's a point where you get so many cards where you don't even keep track of them anymore. You just know roughly that you've got a lot, and then you just lose track. This is very risky, by the way, if you think about it. Like, all these cards could be cash, and they could be in my home, and then no mortgage or something like that, no 7% mortgage. So having this instead of paying off my mortgage is a big gamble. It's a gamble that these will do better than like 6.9%. Would you do 9K for the pair? I think for those cards, including the Lugia, I'm really curious to just hold on to them and see what happens in the future. But I will keep it in mind that you're an interested buyer in those. If I'm looking to get out of them all of a sudden for some reason, we are. But I mean, I don't know. It feels like it doesn't feel like the card market's in like some kind of free fall. Oh yeah, this is Quip's original Umbreon. That's the first one she drew. I thought they were over here. Maybe they're not over here. Oh, there they are. Found them. They were over here. Wow, look at that Dratini. That's nice. Do you think this wick's gone up? Ooh, I was thinking about selling my Carddass. I got Carddass Misties out the wazoo. And to tell you the truth, I am not a girl card collector. And I was just thinking, these are doing well, but I just don't need them. I'm not a girl card collector. So there's a card I might actually be interested in liquidating. So here's a Dialga. And here are these two cards right here. Wow, what a pair, man. So I'm actually enjoying having these myself. And I bought that for $600. Even if I took your offer for 9K, which was about 4.5 each, that would be nuts, man. That would be nuts. But this guy, looks like I paid... Oh, it says here I paid 3.4 for him. Is that what I said I paid? Crazy. But, yeah, man. Pop 38, huh? What was he when I bought him? I didn't say. What's it say now? You know how many people have actually asked me for that Dialga? I get asked about him quite often. Might be you, though. I don't know if it's you that I'm remembering. Still Pop 38. Here it is. That is really rare. Here's my thoughts, Mr. Zen. My thoughts are the Pokemon Black and White boxes go up a lot more over time as people continue to open them. And it turns out not only are these super hard to pull, they're also super hard to grade. That's my theory. So that the population doesn't really change very much. And if that continues to occur, my bet is these are in a prime position to jump in price. So, there's one on the market for 7.5. And somebody, it might not be you, it might be somebody else, somebody might bite the bullet and just buy it for 7.5. If that happens, mine's worth 7.5. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, hey, that was the last sold, 7.5. And so that's kind of a big deal to me. Now, I'm not saying you would buy it, but, you know, there's guys out there who make, you know, crazy amounts of money. They're like millionaires. Maybe they're just inheriting dad's money or something, you know. I've seen it. I've met guys with like family wealth, generational wealth, or they're just like content creators and they're like millionaires and stuff like that. And they're like 7,000. Boom, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even difficult for them. So I don't know if that card will sell anytime soon. But again, it might be too early to be liquidating out of your vintage holdings if vintage cards are doing so well right now. Right now, this would probably be the worst time to sell them, and a great time to be sitting on them. Really, look at this card. See, this is what I don't understand. PSA 10. Take a quick look at this card. That's a 10. PSA used to give out 10s, dude. And now that's probably a PSA like 7 or 8 or something. They used to give out 10s. They don't do that anymore. And that's another reason why this number is going to be so protected, the 38, because PSA Gem Mint isn't Gem Mint anymore. It's pristine. So if a new one of these gets graded, it's really a pristine. And it should go for much more than mine, the 6.7, although this 6.7 is actually... Well, I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is very standard for PSA cards. Look at that. Look at that corner. I swear to God, if they graded this today, they would not give this a 10. It's not a crushed corner, by the way. That is a regular impression that occurs during the cutting process. So there's a lot of cards that have that exact marking, especially like from the XY era. Does he have lips? Yep, he's got lips. There are lips on the edge of the corners. That one got a 10. I don't know, man. PSA would not do that anymore. That's probably damage from rattling it around. I suppose it's possible, but I don't think so. I think it's probably just because it's not distributed evenly anyways. But, yeah, PSA was just nicer back then, I think. My opinion. Now they're like jerks. All right, let's take a quick look. What time is it? It's 4:57. Let's see if there's any orders in the queue. We had a little sidetrack there. Here's Mr. Arturo Perez for the Umbreon break. You got it, Mr. Arturo. Clicking on this. This goes down to 150. He's paying off this really nice Umbreon coin. Did you guys get a chance to see this? So Mr. Arturo Perez snatched this coin up. This is probably the best coin that returned. Isn't that cool? That's a clever-looking NGC holder. And this is a vintage 1999 brass Snorlax. Very nice. We still have some of those coins left. Did you guys see which coins are left? So we got a couple of these coins left. We've sold a lot of them already, but there's still some good ones. Like, nobody's taken Ninetales yet. Primeape's cool. Nobody's taken Moltres yet. There's Bulbasaur. So those are all pretty solid right there. And then there's more down here as well. That's Snorlax, not Umbreon. Oh, I'm sorry. My brain's getting kind of tired. We're near the end of the stream. I did that wrong. Let me do that correctly, okay? So I'll just show these off. For some reason, my brain said he's sending him $40 for the slab away, and then it just did that. There it is. You know what happens? As your brain gets tired, you sort of lose focus. Your brain starts to let go a little bit, and it says, whatever. Umbreon break. Yes, the Umbreon break. Very good choice. Let me go ahead and reverse that payment on the slab real fast. So this goes back to 190. And now, the Half Moon Umbreon break. Here it is. You got a little Half Moon up there. We'll get you a dark card. Here it is, Darkness Energy. That increases your odds. Arturo Perez. Very nice. It's the plastics! Yeah, it could be, huh? No pricey slab section in Discord anymore. Yes, there is. It's called the Featured channel now. Featured. I could call it Pricey Slabs if that's less complicated. You want it to just say Pricey Slabs? Yeah, I call it Featured. Sorry about that. Here we are. Lovely. 4 out of 16. He's a break that'll probably go off. I mean, it's Umbreon. It just always kind of goes off. I noticed breaks have been a little slower this last week, and I don't think that's a surprise. I think what you're really witnessing, there's probably a little bit of break fatigue. Some break regulars, I notice, are not jumping in. Maybe they've experienced too many misses, because that's kind of how it works. But also, there is some great stuff to open. Destined Rivals, Gem 2, OP12. You're just seeing new sets come out. There's a lot of stuff to go after. Plus, some people are just buying slabs outright or paying off their slab away or setting up new slab aways. So that's what I've noticed. And we're in the first week of June as well. Wait till I get paid. I might join in when it gets closer. And if I got extra spending bread. Bread? Where's my bread? So let's go ahead and give this box to Carlos Suevas now. Carlos Suevas. Plus Switch 2. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Switch 2, huh? Are any of you guys buying the Switch 2? I don't think I'm going to buy it right away. Maybe I'll just wait. Maybe if I run into it at Target, then I'll buy it. How much is it? It's like 200 or 400 or something like that. Would you guys like me to get a Switch? And then we'll host a break called the Switch Break. And what it'll be is it'll be for a Pokemon card that you can trade for the Switch if you prefer the Switch. Nah, that's ridiculous. $4.99? Ah, that's not bad. Okay, so this box now belongs to Carlos. What did we say we wanted to break? Did we definitely want to break the Prismatic SPC? It could also be like 10 boxes of gem Pokemon as well. That's an option too. 10 boxes would be $600. That's an easy break. What is that, like 12, I think? No, that's not 12. Zard UPC? Zard UPC is pretty cool. Those are probably going up in value, aren't they? You know, I really appreciate the, what are they called? I really appreciate those ultra premium collections because they include like bonus promos that sort of give you a guaranteed pull. So like, for example, on the menu, I think we have the 25th anniversary celebration UPC for sale. Now it's at a premium, of course. But yeah, I like that set a lot. You get the golden Charizard, not the golden, you get the metal Charizard, the metal Pikachu out of there. Ugh. But you also forget, you get the there's that yellow Pikachu, yellow Pokeball full art too. So it's like you get 4 freaking promos, dude. And then you get so many celebration packs. You get like 15 of those. And on top of that, you get like this big pile of Sword and Shield packs. It's like it's ridiculous how good that one is. I'd like the Zard UPC. 1 spot left. Does Zard UPC come with Prismatic? No, that's an old one from Sword and Shield. No, not 1 spot left. This box break is over. It went to Carlos Suevos. Mr. Carlos Suevos' box is going to be stored right over here. Oh, my back. Getting tired in here. All right. Good. I could start a new break. Let's see. New break time, huh? Let me go looking. I'll be back. I think that the Prismatic UPC makes a lot of sense. We could do gem Pokemon. However, the thing about the gem Pokemon is they're already pretty accessible. Well, I guess arguably anything's accessible. There. Okay. Let's go do an assessment of Prismatic UPCs. Actually, it's SPC, isn't it? Okay. It looks like the price hasn't changed much. So it's going to be very similar to last time. Except this time it's going to have a star card in it because we're going to start doing that for the box breaks now. All right, here it is. It's slightly cheaper, actually. Slightly cheaper. Although, no, that... Oh, what's this one? Spanish? Oh, that's Spanish language. What the hell? I didn't know there was a Spanish language version. Okay, never mind. So it's not slightly cheaper. This guy, nobody's going to buy that. Let's see. Give me a minute here. All right, no, his price is just about the same as usual. All right, so let's do this. divided by 40. So it looks like it's going to be a 1 in 7, but we're actually going to make it 1 in 8 because there's going to be a star spot in this break. We didn't have a star spot on the Destined Survival break, but from now on, the booster box breaks, just like these other breaks, will include a star spot because I think that's one way that some of the breaks are being made uncompetitive. We are. Meaning some of the breaks don't have the star break, and I think those move first because people are avoiding that. So they're all going to evenly have it. All right, he's ready to go. There it is. Oh, let me write the star on it. All right, there it is. It really should say 2 out of 8. That will help a lot of newbies understand. That one person pulls that star. All right. Zen for mod. Yes, basically the star, if you get a break that has this star here, like this, see? What it really means, one person gets an Umbreon, but there's an additional pull in the break where your name gets moved over to another break. Typically, we pick one break that's moving slower, and we keep contributing those star cards to it until it's over, and then that card is off the table. So that's what we kind of do. It's like a one-spot socialism for a different break. All right, Zen for mod. All right, that's it. You gotta be a mod, bro. Good, good, good. We have Chris Abruzzo, Slab Away, plus, can you commission sale my PSA 9 EV SIR from Prismatic? Yeah, I think I have to go find it. SIR from Prismatic, huh? It helps move stuff along. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Chris, let me go find it. I'll be back, Chris. Chris Abruzzo. Dang, dude, that's such a long walk, dude. Right in the middle of the stream. All right. It's like I store the actual shipping slabs about as far away as possible. Maybe not very smart. All right. There we go. Yeah, leave that sleeve. This is a commission sale for Chris Abruzzo. I'm about to go to work. No! It could be worse. You could have no job. That's way worse. I'd rather have a job and get some pokies. All right. There we go. And we'll set it to buy now. Let me type in prismatic. Prismatic. So the cheapest one is $155 for the 9. Wow. Imagine if it had graded 10. Wouldn't that have been nice? I don't know if anyone will buy this. You know why? Because it's a 9, and because it's an expensive 9. Those are some of the hardest 9s to move. But we'll see. Somebody might actually say, hey, that's cool, I'll buy that. You never know. It is? All right. Better busy than broke. True, true. Sam, I got a double today. Doing the same stuff every day. Trained robot I am. How'd you get rid of your cats? Take them to the shelter? We tried to take them to a no-kill shelter, but they turned us away and said they were too full. And so we put them up on Craigslist, saying that we were rehoming them. And a lady who loves cats took them right away, actually. She was like, bring them over here. We brought them over. She had a whole bunch of cats. She had like a whole cat house. She owned her own home. It's paid off out here in Lake of the Ozarks. And she looked like she was about my age. She looked to be about 35, 36 years old. She was like a literal cat lady, right? She had, it was kind of a medium-sized home. It wasn't like huge or anything, but you could tell it was very clean, very well-maintained. And she says basically she just stays home cleaning up after her cats all day. But she had like a whole room for kitty litter boxes, a whole room for cat food. She had like a cat tree everywhere. And then she has a hole in a corner of the house that the cats can crawl through that leads them outside into a caged area so that they can be outside but not truly be outside. You know what I'm saying? And so you go outside to her backyard and there's all these cats hanging out there. It's so crazy. And yep, the cats went there. And so I imagine they're very quickly having to make some cat friends. Is she single? She's married, actually. She's married and her husband works and she stays home and takes care of her cats. Pretty crazy. But she owns the home in her name and she paid the home off. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. We got to know her a little bit. We talked to her for a little while before we signed the kitties over, and the kitties were like, meow, meow, we don't want to go. It was harder on Karis, man. She likes the cats a little better than I do. I won't lie. You know, I think getting rid of your pet's pretty hard. But no, they were causing me to have a cough, and so I kind of put my foot down. I said, I'm not going to have a health condition later in life because, you know, I'm too soft to let my cats go, even though I've clearly got a severe allergy going on. And so I was like, it's going to happen. Here we are. Ooh. Look at this Sigilif. Potentially regrade 10. Well, let's take a quick look. Is the stray cat still... Yeah, it is. So I believe this card probably failed a 10 with off-centering to the right. Too thin on this side. We're checking the back now. It's pretty clean. I mean, I would say that there's tiny white dot there and a tiny white dot there, but they're very subtle. There, you can see it now. I think a 9 is probably a fair grade for this slab with some off-centering on the front and then those tiny white dots. Would it regrade 10? If you're lucky. You never know, but I wouldn't bet on it. Now you have a new kitty. Yeah, it's really funny. This other little cat has somehow replaced the other cats, but he's different because my wife pets the cat and then kicks him out. So he doesn't actually live here. It is actually, she's been trying to not let him in at all because, again, he's got like this problem where he gets ticks and he brings them into the home, so that's no good. You know what I'm saying? I told her maybe she can put a big white blanket on herself, like a towel or something. We did that tonight. I said, if any ticks come off, you'll just see them. You'll see them in the towel. Here's Sigilif. Doesn't PSA grade with the naked eye? I don't actually know if they do. I think they did that in the past. Do you think to this day they still do it that way? I mean, it's possible, I suppose. You think they would do... So I've seen CGC's setup. They have like a table with a big computer screen, and you put the card down here, and there's an overhanging camera, and the camera gives you like computer vision on the card. And so they can click through the images on the computer and see the card under different like visuals. That's how CGC does it. I call that assisted grading, like grading with technology, right? I would assume PSA does something like that. It's 2025. I can't imagine them doing it by hand at this point, at this stage of the game. If they're doing it by hand, I would be really surprised. But none of the grading companies like to reveal that either. They don't show you their setups very often. They're probably not trying to give away their technologies. I think they scan like tag. Yeah, I heard that they had a New Jersey department, and that the New Jersey department was starting to use like strictly technology for grading. But this is all hearsay. Nobody really knows. But I imagine they couldn't get away with doing low technology grading now. I mean, people would just be like, What's the new kitty's name? It's kind of funny because she is kind of naming him. She likes the name Hubie. and James Kitty Bond, because we were watching James Bond when he showed up. And he's a little black cat, so he looks like he's in a little cat suit. It's very funny. She's joked about stealing him when we go to Nevada because we believe he belongs to our neighbors and that they just bought him to be an outdoor cat, maybe to kill mice or something. I don't know why. But he just hangs out on our doorstep like virtually all the time. Maybe he's grown attached to Cares or something. I don't know how it works. James Kitty Bond. What's the new kitty's name? All right, guys. Well, it is 5:15 at night. That's pretty late. We usually stop at around 5:30. What I would say is we are out of orders now. We had some pretty good orders come in right around the end of the stream, but it is feeling pretty much like it's over. I think I'm feeling that way. And what we're going to do is wrap up here. Let's give away this giveaway slab and let you guys know we're going to be back on tomorrow for the daytime stream. What's tomorrow? Today is Tuesday, isn't it? So we'll be back on Wednesday for the Wednesday stream. Andy Man. You got Mr. Andy Man. We don't even need to write these down. Goo Wubs and Pysaw Collects. Let's see who gets it. We have our little deciding dice here. You ready? Sarah's here. Sarah, how you doing, Sarah? Bloop. Landing on a 5. That was Guru something, right? Goo Wubs. Mr. Goo Wubs. All right, you got it. Goo Wubs. And there we have it. I've never got my name on the free ones. Maybe someday. It's always somebody, right? You'd be surprised how many times I've handed out a free slab and then that person says, wow, I've never won one of these before. This is my first time. So, it happens for people, especially people who are consistent. They have a much better odds. Some people get more giveaways than others. Like Cody Hodges, that guy's gotten like 4 or 5 slabs every time. But how does he do it? I think he's like insanely consistent. So I gave away $20. So my giveaway goes up to 63 now. We're keeping track of donations. I haven't caught up to Mr. Kuru here, who did 140. NHCC, who's done 109. Anthony, who's done 90. I'm at 63. Slowly but surely. All right. Have a good day, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for the daytime stream. See you later, everybody.